It's all about Carnival Slayers, and Darren, let me tell you that. Listen, we're big, small, tall, black, white, you name it, you're welcome. Carnival Slayers is the place to be, all right? Make sure you follow, like, subscribe. You can't go wrong.
Doggy Slaughter live from Trinidad and Tobago. This girl want me wine, and rupture me spine. When you're whining, juke, and juke. What about this? So kind, my veins, so kind, my blood. I hear the voice of some Trini man say, show me how you just walk up. TikTok, yeah, TikTok. Hey, Carnival, I love you. Doggy Slaughter live at Tudor Rose, 96 degrees. Don't miss it, Saturday the 19th of February. Also featuring Michael Tesha. Also featuring Skem and UK's baddest DJs. Get the tickets now. Be there. See you there. 96 degrees.
Carnival Slayers.
Mingle UK presents Jam All Weekend, the festival, a celebration of our culture, our people, our freedom. Two events, one epic weekend.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Welcome. Hello.
Hey.
How are we doing, my ladies?
Doing good.
Wonderful.
Right.
Good. So, guys, this is another edition of Carnival Slayers Hot Sauce. And of course, this one is extra hot. We have some hot ladies inside tonight, and we're going to be having a nice discussion. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to get interesting a bit later on. We have a lot to discuss. Welcome, Abs. How are we doing? I think we're just waiting for Double Trouble, but they'll jump on hopefully soon. So yeah, guys, I'm going to get everyone to kind of introduce themselves, tell the people who you are, what you play, how you got into DJing. Yeah, I'm going to start off. So I kind of want to know from everyone, what made you become a DJ? What kind of inspired you? Were there any females that inspired you to become a DJ? And what genres of music do you play? And did you start off, have you always played that, or did you start off playing something else and then kind of evolve? So yeah, have a think, ladies. I'm gonna go first. No, my screen's gone a little bit big. Cool. All right, that's fine. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go first. Also, before I start, if you are just jumping on, feel free to share the live, the Carnival Slayers YouTube live link. Get your people on, and yeah, let's have a chat. So I'm Hyper Spice. I have been DJing for this year will be 15 years. Makes me sound a little bit old, but you know, I started off DJing, and I still do DJ on the soca scene. Most people will know me from DJing on the soca scene. Oh, there you go. I made my screen smaller. Sorry. So yeah, I started off on the soca scene, and initially it wasn't something that I ever really thought about growing up. I knew my dad, he was a DJ, he was in the sound and stuff like that, but obviously I was a little bit young at the time, so I wasn't really around him when he was DJing. I loved music, but that was kind of my extent of it. Started raving about 16, and I started on that like R&B scene, went to a couple of odd soca raves, and then I kind of got bored of the R&B scene. I just went straight to soca, like 90% fetting all the time. So it got to a point where I was getting frustrated with the scene, and I was bored. I was going out all the time. You know, the DJs are playing the same music and so many repeats, and I was just frustrated. And so I decided, well, no, sorry. I went to one soca event, and they played slow jams for about half an hour or so, and I was absolutely pissed. This was on a Saturday, and then when I woke up on Monday, I was still pissed about it. So I said to myself, I'm gonna write a letter. So I basically wrote a letter listing all my frustrations, and I just wanted to put it out there because I was that frustrated. So it kind of stemmed from there. There was a bit of ruckus in the scene for about a week, and then Martin J kind of spoke to me after, and you know, he kind of said, well, if you're not happy, why don't you become a DJ? And so I said, well, I was thinking about it. And then it kind of just evolved from there. He booked me for an event before I even became a DJ. And then my sister's boyfriend at the time, he put on an event. He said, you're going to be my resident DJ if you're serious. And basically that kind of gave me the kickstart. So 2007, Hyper Spice was born, and I didn't have any decks of my own or anything like that. So I started off on virtual DJ, just playing around, getting my friends to kind of like show me what to do, like over the phone. And then the first time I played for a crowd was the first time I had touched any decks at all. So every week I was like learning as I was playing. And yeah, that's basically where I started. Started off with just soca. That's all I wanted to play. And obviously now I play a mixture. I've obviously always liked other music, but yeah, it got to a point where I was like, right, I've upgraded my laptop. Let me get all my other music on it. And then yeah, I'd say 2018 is when I kind of more started playing out other music on a regular basis. So yeah, that is me. I'm gonna head over to Mecca, then Remy, and then Lady Drea. Hey Mecca, Rose.
Good evening, everybody. I'm DJ Mecca Rose here. I'm on the 92.7 FM and Streaming Hub Radio here in Miami. I started DJing initially in 2002. I was a techno DJ, believe it or not. Yeah, I was on vinyls. It wasn't my stuff, so I didn't really call myself a DJ. I was just doing it because I loved it. And I stopped it, and I got, keep long story short, pregnant, married, divorced, all that stuff. And while I was in college, I said in 2012, I said, you know, I'm gonna get back into this because I just loved it. Just that something. I went to school for music. I went to Performing Arts High School. I learned read sheet music. I play instruments. I play guitar, and I play African drums. So I'm a musician, and so it's just in me to do. So through 2012, I got back into it. I told my friend, like, yeah, my friend, his name is Double 12. I was like, I want to do it. And and I don't know what to do. Nobody will help me. So he was like, get this, get XYZ. I'm gonna come over and show you. He came and showed me, and 6 months later, he's like, "You ready for your first gig?" I was like, "I'm not ready. I'm not ready," because I didn't want to do it to be famous. I just love music. So he got me my first gig in downtown Hollywood here, and it just kind of took off from that. I started out on underground radio 8 years ago, 90 on Stars FM, and now I'm on an actual FCC station. So I DJ is my part-time job. I have a big girl job during the day, and it's just my love for music that got me into it. So I'll be for the past this year makes 10 years I've been DJing professionally, and yeah, I think that's the long and short of it. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
No, that's
I'm an open format DJ. Open format. I play everything, but soca is my favorite genre because I am Bajan descent. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm of Bajan descent. So soca is my favorite to play, but I'm an open format DJ. I play everything except for country music.
And feel free to talk in your Bajan accent because I mean I do love it. So you know, feel free to greet us.
All right, I'll go into a little bit.
Who did I say next? I can't remember now. Lady Drea?
You said Remy, I think.
Yeah, Remy. Go, Remy.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
When did I start DJing? A very, very long time ago. It was my 18th birthday, and I hired a DJ, and the said DJ never turned up. So I effectively was left to play the music at my own birthday party. And I just heard people was like, "You're really good at this." Like, you know, the party didn't finish until about 6 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, everyone was like, "You should become a DJ. You're really good at this." And I thought, why not? So yeah, I started. Well, I learned to mix on with vinyls. And then I heard that no, it's all about the CDs. So then I started to learn on the CDs, mixing, and then yeah, it just kind of grew from there. Really, that's how I got into DJing. I started DJing with Garage, all the Esky beats and all of that. That was me. Nice. And then I went into bashment or dancehall. But yeah, like everyone, soca is my first love. I remember I was in secondary school and I was the only one that was talking about the latest soca tunes. They were like, "What? What's soca?" It's like carnival music. They were like, "Oh yeah, we didn't listen to that in August." So I was like, "No. This is a 12-month thing. You need to listen to it all the time." So yeah, people from school that know me will say, yeah, she was always into her soca. So that's how I got into the soca scene, as it were. And yeah, I got my first big break many years back at I don't know if people remember the Caribbean line. That was every Sunday in Ladbroke Grove. That was like my first residency, as it were. And yeah, I just kind of took things from there, really. Yeah, that was it. Short and sweet.
Cool, nice. Yeah, I remember Cagney's. I used to love Cagney's. That was kind of where I had a bit more inspiration myself as well, because yeah, that was the time where I was a bit frustrated, and Cagney's was playing some good tunes, and I remember thinking, oh, I think I could do this. I think I could be good. So nice one, Remy. Lady Drea.
Checking in. Can you guys hear me? Everything's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So my voice is a little bit hoarse. The weather in New York City, where I'm residing right now, is a little bit cold. I'm sure everybody's probably seen in the tabloids. We just had a snowstorm. It's freezing. So if you guys don't have snow, I think you're in a good position. Anybody has sun, please bring the sun. But as I said, DJ Lady Drea, reside in New York City. A lot of people know me representing the Caribbean islands, Trinidad and Grenada. So shout out to all of my island people that's on the live right now. A lot of people who probably
Drea, 1 second. Nye, can you just let in Twin T, please? I think they're waiting to be.
My sister's late. They're late.
Yeah, I'm very, very sorry. Carry on.
Wow. I'm glad that they're here. Nice for you guys to join us.
Yes, hello, girls.
Hello. We're not late, man. System.
You're late, but you know I love you. So now you guys gotta wait and listen to how Lady Drea started DJing. Although my sisters definitely know the story. I was born a musician, similar to Mecca Rose. I actually started playing the drums at the age of 4, and I've been a musician my whole life. Same thing in high school. I actually didn't go to school for music. I actually got a full scholarship. I was in the percussion team. I was in the marching band. You name it. But at the same time, I also used to run track. So I was more of an athlete at the time. And I would say this is probably about what, 14 years ago. Oh, I'm getting old. I feel it now. And literally, when I graduated high school, supposed to go to college to run for Seton Hall, I got injured. The second year, I think I was semi-depressed. Music has always been a big part of my life, but on a DJ aspect, I would say I started going on, at the same time, the virtual programs came out. So I started on virtual DJ. And that's the age of when CD players were coming out, vinyls were kind of getting pushed to the side, and the digital age came in. Now we have all these hardwares, and I've always been interested in technology. So I kind of just started YouTubing, literally dibbling, dabbling, and just finding out information. I bought my equipment first before I actually knew how to DJ. So I made sure I saved all of my money, invested all my time in just putting together the pieces. And I actually bought vinyl. So I bought these Techniques 1200s. These are very vintage turntables. And a lot of people around me, my friends, was like, why are you buying these old vinyls? Mind you, the same time Serato was now building the rain box that would now allow you to connect to all of the turntables. So I was just like, something's going to work out. I researched, I think I'm going to get it. And literally, as Serato's coming to life, I'm actually following it up on YouTube, just doing all my research. I put together my full set. So Techniques, I had the Rain, was it the 56, I believe, like the first Rain. And I had to get the external SL1 box to connect it. Finally had my pieces. That was probably about 2011. And I actually was a bedroom DJ for like 2 years. So I use the term bedroom DJ because literally I never played for anyone other than my room. And it was so funny. One of my friends came over and they were hearing me. They were a DJ that I didn't even know about. And literally they came and saw my equipment. They was just like, mix something for me. And I did. And literally he was just like, he's like, you're actually really good. He's like, who taught you? I was like, myself. From there, 2012 till now, the ride has been amazing. And I hope that later on we can get into talk about that because there's a lot of our fellow sisters that I want to get to know and some I already know. But just briefly, I'm an open format DJ as well. Shout out to my team on the inside, LDE, and my hip hop team, the Union. A lot of people would know I won a really big DJ competition in the States 2 years ago. And that has helped me a lot as well. And so that has allowed me to broaden my horizon. And other than myself, throw in my own Caribbean events, which is soca, dancehall, Afrobeat, all forms of music from the Caribbean. The Union has allowed me to now explore all of my open format options. And kind of like Mecca Rose too, when I first started, I actually used to play pop music. I grew up in Long Island, where a lot of people don't really know. So that's I would say, urban community in New York. So a lot of the population was listening to pop, a lot of mainstream music, even into EDM. So that's the kind of range that I started. So I look forward to hearing all of my other sisters.
Cool. Nice. Very interesting. Loving it. So yeah, before we get on to somebody else, if you're just jumping on, this is Carnival Slayer's hot sauce, and it's extra hot today. It's extra hot today. I got my fan on. I got my fan on the back. Yes. So make sure you share the live, the YouTube link, send it to your peeps, and get everyone involved. So let's go to DJ Synchronella and then Bex for life.
Hi.
And
hi,
then
everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we'll do those two, and then we'll come.
You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So hi everyone, good evening. I'm DJ
Hello.
Synchronella. I'm from Manchester, so that's why the accent's like that. So yeah, up north, in the UK.
I do you know why? I still, it's just weird to hear
Is
black
it?
people with a northern accent. I'm still
Really?
getting used to it. Yeah, I'm still getting used to it.
Plenty of us. So yeah, so I'm just gonna be really real. I originally, by trade, I'm a dancer. So I studied dance, studied music, studied a few instruments, violin, bit of drums because my dad's a drummer. So I've learned to like count music and you know have a feel of different genres of music, different styles, anything from classical to country, just everything, Russian music, everything. The DJing for me started literally about 6 months before lockdown. Literally, yeah. What inspired me to DJ was I went pretty much the same story as yourself, Hyperspice. I've been out, and you pay your money, you go to the dance, and you're thinking, yeah, it's going all right, it's rocking, it's kicking, and then halfway through, I found myself just predicting the tune, whatever they'll play next. It's like, oh, I feel like they're gonna play that, and boom, they'll play it, and I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, sick. So yeah, so I was just like, oh, I wonder if I can let me just see, because I used to kind of mix stuff for like when we used to do dance competitions, and I used to kind of like put a few tunes together for other people. So I thought, oh, let me get myself a little controller and just see how it goes, and that's it. So I started off the little DJing at home with soca, and then that quickly moved to like Latin house, tribal Afro house, bit of tech, oh god, garage, what else, R&B, drum and bass. The drum and bass linked me, I like my soca, but man, drum and bass is a very close second. The beats are hard, so that's basically it. So I just started to do that, and it was just a bedroom thing, like Drea. It was purely just a bedroom thing in my kitchen. So should I say kitchen DJ? Yes, I am. I'm not afraid to say. Literally just press live one time, and that was it. Didn't even practice nothing. I was just doing soca and just enjoying it. And then after a while, I thought, oh, because I like a bit of garage and I like a bit of Brazilian house. To me, it's like I don't see. I know the genre obviously, but in my head, music, I'm like, that's a clutch it. So that will go with the 4/4 time. That's a 3/4 time. So 3/4 time is like salsa. So that should go with that. So that's
wow, all of that
to merge stuff. You know what I mean? So and then it just works. And now I'm just making some madness. But yeah, that's it. And I'm just carrying on.
Cool. No, I'm loving this. Bex for life.
Hi everyone. Hi, thank you for having me, ladies. I'm glad to be here. And your stories are very, very inspiring and interesting. Similar to synchronella, I've kind of just started DJing.
Bex, you've got a bit of feedback going on.
I'm in the studio.
Do you have
mute?
Let me see what I can do.
You have another device.
Okay, go someone else.
All right. Fiona, let's talk to you, girl.
Did you say me?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone
Wait.
Oh, Bex, can you mute for a sec? Yeah.
Can you?
Oh, is it not Bex?
Okay.
Guys, can you all mute yourself for a sec? Apart from Fiona. All right. Yeah, it's better.
I can still see it.
Yeah, no. Mecca, can you mute yourself?
Check.
Synchronella, sorry, can you mute yourself? All right.
Check.
Yes.
All right, we're good.
Let's go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fiona Hall, as you can see. I've been DJing for probably just over 7 years now. How did I get started? I feel like I used to hear that basically I'd be in the club and I would know what song is, not because I was predicting it, but I would know what song is coming next because I heard like half a second of it or something like that. And I'm like celebrating the next song that's coming on. and everyone else is like, bro, like, what did you hear? Do you know what I mean? So that's when I was like, okay, I obviously hear something differently to, I guess, to the majority of people, or kind of can hear things in a way that might make me be, help me in the DJ world. And so I think that was like part of the thinking behind it. In terms of me actually starting to DJ, I just decided one day that I was going to do it. So, Sunday I wasn't a DJ, and then on Monday I was like, okay, I'm going to buy the equipment. I want to be a DJ. I'm quite impulsive like that. So I went to
there wasn't like one kind of thing that was like, right, tomorrow I'm gonna do it. Like nothing happened on the Saturday.
Nothing happened on Saturday, Do you know what? I'll be honest. I feel like, just in terms of me being in the entertainment industry in general, I feel like that is a part of me that I've kind of pushed to one side, and maybe it was just an acceptance of like, okay, this is where you're supposed to be, as opposed to like maybe a corporate position or something like that. So yeah, I just went out on whichever day it was and spent maybe like £400 in Maplin and bought speakers and a controller and all the wires and whatever else. And then there's a radio station that's really popular in South London called On Top Radio. And I saw the owner of the station in a nightclub, I think around that time. And I literally just went up to him and I was like, you need to give me a show on your station. These songs I don't even know how to play, like, but I was like,
just bossy like that.
Yeah, no, I was like, look, I need you to give me a show. Like, trust me, I need the show. And he's like, oh, send me a demo. I'm like, but are you going to listen to it? Like, because I'm actually going to send it. And then that probably took me maybe a week or so to put together. And then, yeah, I guess the rest was history. I probably didn't play out. So I bought the equipment. I remember it was January. So I bought the equipment, but I don't think my first set outside of the house was until September, October. Aside from radio. I mean, I was on radio almost immediately. And then I didn't actually play in a club until September, October. But when I played in the first club, there were only 3 people, literally 3 people in the club. And one of them was my sister. And then my next gig was in December on New Year's Eve, and there were 500 people there. So it just went from like me and my sister to a club full of people at like, I don't know, my set must have been at like 3 a.m. or something like that. So yeah, I'm an open format DJ. I've always been open format, so it hasn't changed at all. I guess probably when I started, my love for music, or in terms of genres, old school hip hop, old school rap, like I love that. So that's probably what I used to practice on. If you look back at maybe some of my first mixes, that's probably what you'll see me playing the most. But I understood, or I preferred from an early stage to kind of, get involved in as many genres as possible. I have to say though, and I know this is literally the wrong platform to say this on, but soca is my least favorite genre to play. Soca, I'm like, oh God, like I'm really about to say this on this platform, but it's not, I see Drea's face. She's like, what? She don't play soca. I'm drinking water.
I go drink water. And
she's sweated and that. Like, I don't know. It's just, my parents are Jamaican, and it just wasn't ever played in my house, like ever played in my house. I didn't grow up with it. And so if I'm at, don't get me wrong, if I'm at Carnival, I will catch a vibe, like happily. But if someone wants me to play soca, they need to be asking me to play like 12 minutes at the end of my set, and then don't ask me to play an hour of soca. I haven't got it. I don't want to do it. I can't. So
that's cool, man. Not everyone. Listen, I'm if someone told me play a whole hour of trap, I'd be like, yeah, I can't. Yeah,
not gonna do that. Yeah,
not really
exactly.
gonna happen.
I've been building up to say that for like half an hour, but so I play hip hop, I play amapiano and bashment. Those are probably like my top three genres to play, but it is completely, I generally can play whatever. I think I answered all the questions. Did I answer all the questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's cool. No, I'm loving it. All right, so we'll try Bex for life again.
How am I
and then
sounding?
we'll go,
How am I sounding?
yeah,
Swaz? Better.
yes,
All right then.
yes.
Say nothing. Okay,
So
cool.
we'll come to you, and then we'll go to. I'm gonna just say the initials DTTP. You guys can explain, and then we'll come to Abs last. So, all right, Bex.
Okay, hello everyone again. Yeah, I've been DJing for probably not even a year, you know. That's the truth. And the way I got into DJing, I love dancehall. I'm Jamaican, and I just bang dancehall mixes all the time. And it was getting to the point where it's like, I need to be doing this. Like the juggling, I love going to the yardie party, rare tear tear. And when you're in a yardie party, you don't see no gal DJ. You just see bare man, even like the hype man, the mic man is a man. So I'm thinking, hold on, because when me and my brothers are together, we can juggle back and forth. Like if we play a rhythm, they'll just start, you know. So I was like, okay, cool, let me get this together. So my friend DJ Scotter, who's a guy, said that he would help me learn. So yeah, I started learning. I had a radio show at the time, which I was brand new to. That was QUEENDOM FM, community radio. And yeah, that's just how it kind of started. I just was banging it out every day, practicing. I didn't have no controller, so I'm paying to go pirate radio. What's it called? The one that the studio that we have, is it Pirate Studios?
Yeah, Pirate Studio.
Yeah,
a pirate studio,
Underground.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so I'm going there like literally every day. So you can imagine I'm spending a lot of money. So then, yeah, my boyfriend's like, okay, cool, like I'll buy you this controller.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm investing you, so make it work. So yeah, that's kind of it. And I do a lot of like presenting, podcast stuff, but DJing is like the love of my life. Like I'll be satisfied if I could just DJ for the rest of my days and put all the other stuff aside. Like I'm multi-genre, whatever that means. Dancehall, UK rap, trap, R&B, Afro beats, Afro swing. I would say predominantly. I don't really like amapiano. I'm gonna be real. I like Fiona.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm not really on the amapiano as well. I just find that I can't get to grips with it yet. It's a bit weird for me.
It is, like, I feel like it's a phase, but you know what? It gets the people going. So who am I to? Who am I? And a bit like Fiona, well, Ham's actually wrote like this, but I'm not massively keen on soca. But after a few rums, I'll be winding up my waist though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
so, do you know what? Right, there's a lot of people that say that they're not keen on soca, and you know, some might be Jamaican, some might be African, some might just not really be into soca if you're Bayesian. It's a bit weird if you are, but you know, I feel like sometimes it's because you may not have heard the right soca, because when you go to certain events and all you're hearing is the same kind of tunes, that's dead. Like if you come to somewhere where you're hearing different soca, it's like, wait a sec, because there's bashment soca, there's Indian soca, there's fast, slow, you know, there's a variety. So don't worry, man. You know, we can send you over some tunes.
Don't worry, I'm gonna step out with you, Hammer Squares. I need to come out with you, man, because I need to know where's the spots.
So I see Sir Influential put up a comment and it's gone now, but what was it? He said we need to do an event together. Is that what he said?
That's what he said. He said one in the UK, one in New York, Miami.
Oh, this is exciting. I'm taking notes right now, Sir Influential. Cool. So all right. This is nice.
I just want to say, this is making me smile because I love seeing all these beautiful female DJs in one place. This is so dope. Oh my God, I love this. I love this.
It's nice. It's rare. It's rare. Like
Yeah.
I haven't hosted a talk show, or a talk show with all ladies. So this is definitely rare, and I think it's needed, and I think it's nice. So initial ladies, let you explain. Did you hear the question?
Yeah.
Because yeah, cool.
We're all good. So let's start off with, we are Double Trouble Twin Production. So that stands, obviously that's the initials or the acronym of DTTP. Initially, Double Trouble Twin Production came off myself, which is DJ Twinty, which is me here. We are twins. It will get a bit complicated, but I'll try and make it as simple.
And we
as
happened
possible.
to wear grey today. It wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
It was not a thing.
This dress code also is an accident. So again, I will try and make it as easy as possible. Twinties in the hoodie, twins in the formal wear coming after work. So there we go. But yeah, so I started just over 10 years ago, purely by accident, I want to say, just because I was working with my mum. She was being a wedding planner, and I was just sitting there playing music because I was bored. I was young at the time, following my mum everywhere as I do. And the people that were getting married, you said, you know, you for your age, you're bringing, you're playing tunes that is not even in your caliber. You might not even know, or you shouldn't really know about these songs. So they were like, and how you're playing them together, you're not really messing up, you're not jumping around. So can you play at my wedding?
Aye.
Exactly. My reaction exactly. So I said, I don't have nothing. I'm literally just sitting here bored. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be, seen and not heard.
How old are you? Or how long had you been messing about? Was this the first time you were just?
I was just sitting there being bored, just waiting for my mum to finish so I can go home, probably get McDonald's and go home. It wasn't a thing at all. So I mean, in my family have been DJing, they've got sounds all across the world. But myself, I just liked music, and I was just listening to music, and it was as far as DJing goes, that was that. So I said, all right, I'll take it up. And they said, basically, you have 6 months to figure something out. I want you to have a small half-an-hour set at my wedding, and that will be your present to me. So I'm saying this is a lot for something that I haven't said yes to yet. But you know what? I'll give it a go. I mean, I'm not doing nothing in the next 6 months. I'll give it a go. So this was, I want to say February time. This was put out to me. And I remember it so clearly. August the 11th of August was the date of the wedding. So I said, okay, cool. It came to that time, and I was hovering around. DJs were playing. And I said, you know what? And they were like, it's your time. And I literally had a small notebook, an HP small notebook. That's all I had. Not even a proper laptop, nothing, no equipment. Virtual DJ as well. And I played what I knew. Literally, I played what I knew. I knew a lot of versatile songs. I played what I knew, and it went well. And I just thought they were saying that because it was my first little time, family and that as well. I thought they were just being nice. So then I told my cousin, this is what I've done, because she was the one that was helping me out with the DJing, trying to mix on this notepad. And she said, you know what? If you're serious, I will teach you properly. But you have to be properly serious, and you have to be determined. You have to not, start something and finish it. So I said, okay, cool. So I started just working on that, and then kind of moving forward kind of quickly from there. Had my first gig, again with a notebook. Went well, again, like Fiona. Few people there, not many. Thought it was great that I could even play on the night, and then left. Fast forward about 5 years. I had an injury, and I ended up playing on a truck and Carnival. That's how I actually started getting established, by being a truck DJ, Carnival DJ, soca. My background is St. Lucian and Jamaican, so I was always into soca, always into dancehall, as well as various other music. So I was DJing there with a couple of DJs, and 1 year I actually lost my voice. That's how Double Trouble Twin Production came on form, because we did what they call it a double act, whereas I play and twin mics.
So what happened was,
So we kind of got intertwined in this story. So what happened was Twin was playing. I think she had a gig Thursday, went to work Friday, had the gig Friday, had a gig Saturday, and it came to a Sunday booking. Now she's playing, trying to jump on the mic. The voice is not coming out properly. So I'm looking at her like, yo, what's going on? Like, fix up. Like, what are you doing? Go away, as I've always been her biggest critic. Go away, come back, and I'm still hearing the same thing. So I run on the deck, I run onto the stage, minding everything, going on security, passing all of them, wasn't paying attention to them at all. And I said, Twin, are you good? She kept tapping at her throat. So I stood back to back and I said, I got you. That's all it was. I said, I got you. Took the mic, went behind her back to back, which means I don't know what song she's going to play. She never plays in the same order, even now. And some people have seen us recently, so we always have 2 stages. But anyway, so yeah, back to back, and I'm micing. It actually gets caught on camera by one of the UK camera people. I'm not going to shout out to all the UK camera scenes, but I'm caught by one guy in particular. Finished the set, I walked off. He said, called us back, and he goes, you two take the mic, you know? And we were like, excuse me? He's like, no, you two take the mic, you know? You're like, real trouble. This is me, what are you talking about? He's like, I've never seen that happen. Someone's DJing, next one comes and pick up the mic, and nobody knew, apart from me. I didn't catch this footage, no one would have knew. He said, you lot are real double trouble. But that was our name from family from day one. Day one, you lot are real double trouble. She was always into soca, Twinty was always into soca, and I never understood it. Obviously, I'm half Senegalese, half Jamaican, obviously, but didn't understand how you can do one dance, which is whining, to 20 songs. Where it comes like me, I was a dancer twin. I learned step after step, hours after hours. And I could do my thing, take a break. She would go into the middle of the room, bust one dance, and the whole family still screaming, vexed. Anyway, that evolved into the music. And the music involved to Double Trouble Twin production. And the name kind of stands for itself. Every time you see people, no matter where we are, New York, London, Miami, Caribbean, we get the same name. So yeah, that's how we're formed.
I am loving that story. I didn't know that. I like that. I like that one. All right. So I think we got one more. Abs? I'm not sure. You tell the people. You tell the people. I don't know. You got the question, or do you want me to?
I think I got the question. I think obviously at the end, if I've missed anything, then let me know. But yeah, so I'm pretty new as well, to be fair. I only started DJing maybe January last year, like officially, as in like I was started to do it consistently. So I'm on like an online radio show called Unity Extra. And I didn't know how to DJ. I would just use virtual DJ to just play my songs in whatever order I wanted to play it in. And I started using auto mix, but then it used to annoy me because sometimes the mix would sound good and then sometimes it would mix it really weird. So I was like, cool, I need to learn to DJ so I can mix it how I want it to sound. For ages, I was saying, I want to DJ, I want to learn to DJ. And then lockdown happened. I had my son as well. And as you know, lockdown just went on and on and on and on. And I just started to feel really like I need to get out. I need to do something. Right now, I just feel like my purpose is solely just to be a mum. And that's not my only purpose in life. So let me actually crack on with trying to learn to DJ. And also as well, we were doing our shows virtually. So I'm not in, getting the studio feel. I don't have the mic with me to talk and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, cool, I need to just get these controllers and just get on with it. And kind of just went from there, me just DJing, like I'd start at midnight, finish at 6 a.m, sun's come up and I'm like, oh shit, like the baby's gonna wake up any minute now, like I need to go to bed, get at least an hour. But yeah, it's gone from there, and that's where I'm at, keeping it short and sweet. Yeah.
Okay. And your DJ name?
Abs Houdini.
Cool.
Yeah.
And is it just Abs Houdini, not DJ Abs Houdini?
No.
Cool. All right. Okay. So there was one thing that I asked and I didn't even answer it myself. And I don't know if everyone answered it or not. But when I started, there wasn't many female DJs on the scene at the time. There was a couple and they were older, so I didn't really see them play out that much. I more heard them on radio than out in the actual club itself. So I weren't really seeing it much. But DJ Remy D, she started before me, and one of the raves that I went to, she was obviously DJing. So at the time, she was kind of like probably on like more on my age, and she was probably the only one really. Everyone else was male, and my inspirations, most of them, because there was mainly males, were males. Obviously, the fact that Remy was there, it was nice because it was like, okay, maybe I'm not that crazy and thinking I can do this. But yeah, there wasn't much female inspiration at my time, but this was like, as I said, 15 years ago. So I feel like now there is a lot more, even though there's not as much, there's a lot more female DJs than there used to be. So like, were any of you guys kind of inspired by any females? Or
Yeah, I was Spinderella was one of my inspirations. When I saw her do it, I thought it was dope because I never seen a girl do it before. Because again, I first got on the turntables vinyls 20 years ago. And yeah, I'm telling my age too, but I'm old.
Spinderella is in from TLC.
Spinderella from Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Shame, sorry.
Yeah, so it was her. And then like here though, I really didn't see it in Miami, a lot of women doing it. The only one I knew of was the Giselle DeWassi one, but she's not a DJ, she's an MC, but she's dope. So it was her that was really seeing out there. When I started doing, really wasn't a lot of females that I could be inspired by. And I just, I've always been tomboyish. I've always wanted to do what the boys were doing. So the fact that it was male dominated, I was cool with that. I'm like, yeah, I want to do what the boys are doing. The guys don't want to do it too. So, not along with the fact that I am a musician and I love music, but that was, I think she might have been, Spinderella was the one that kind of like set it off for me. Yeah, so I think that was it.
Well, in regarding to kind of creativity, I actually heard of Lady Drea a long time before I actually met Lady Drea, surprisingly enough. Now, we've never said this, and I've known Lady Drea for a very long time now. But I got put on with one of my friends, or actually with my ex at the time. And he was like, I want to form something UK, US. Have you heard of Lady Drea? And I was like, no. So I went to go watch her videos, and the scratching and the technique was completely out of this world. And I said, yeah, I'm going to start scratching. Now, that's never happened up until this day because it's just not for me. But creativity has always been 100. So, Lady Drea, you already know anyway. And also, I want to add to that, DJ Twin T, actually, she said obviously a cousin taught her, was actually a female DJ as well. So, I know she's not on here, but big up DJ LS. I think some of you don't know her from the UK. She kind of stepped back a little bit. Big up DJ LS. She's a mad producer. Does techniques all over. She does the most when it comes to music. So I know even before I jumped on the MCing scene, I used to follow Twin around, obviously us crafting off each other. Seeing them two in a room, so it's me, my cousin LS, and Twin T in a room, just blazing music in the house. Every time a parent will come in or another cousin will come in, they're like, yeah, this is mad. Females, it was like a female only situation. Like no man was allowed in, no uncle, no dad. Yeah, it was vibes.
Oh no, that's nice, man. It's nice to see that, because obviously when me and Remy started, there wasn't that many. So it is nice to see that there's more.
Do you remember? Sorry to cut you, and thanks for your comment earlier. Lady SP.
Yeah, I met you love SP.
It at Colours, and that was it. And it was like, where is all the other females? Where the men are happy for us to be on the dance floor, whacking up our waistlines, but when it's time for us to get behind the decks, it's a different story. They don't like it. So I was like, nah, this has to change.
Yeah, no, it's true. I don't know who that is. Did anyone else want to add anything to that?
I I can't say that I was the only DJ that I knew of before I started DJing. Female DJ was Jenny Francis, who was on Choice FM.
Yes.
That was it. But then I didn't really know Jenny Francis to play out in the clubs or anything like that. So she was just all I knew was her being on radio. I didn't have any examples. I also had heard of Melody Kane, but I had never seen her play out. I'd never kind of, social media wasn't really, I don't feel like it was, well, obviously when we were like much younger, it wasn't really happening, so I wouldn't have known. I just heard her name basically, but I probably didn't even know what she looked like. I just knew that she was a female DJ.
And I think that kind of was it. Like there was a lot more females on radio, but you didn't really see them out in the clubs.
Exactly.
And even though there wasn't much women back then to inspire me then, I feel like now I'm actually inspired by a lot of ladies.
I agree with you, Hyperspice.
At this point in time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, like if I could just jump in here, I think it's not to say that the female DJs before us was lack of influence. I just think that our time really is now. It wasn't really then. So a lot of females wouldn't have a lot to compare or really to idolize at the moment, because like I could say I don't really have a strong influence of female DJs. Like in the US, we have DJ Coco Chanel. She is very highly rated, being that she was always a turntablist. So other than just being able to mix and blend, she has a great scratch technique. And I believe she's probably a DJ over 20 years. So that's a long time in the game. And then even me coming into the DJ industry roughly 10 to 15 years ago, me looking and researching, a lot of females didn't even pull up, you know, in the research. When I did do my first research, Qbert was one of the first turntablists that I really researched. And then DJ Angelo, another like scratch DJ. And that's really what kind of set me aside. And like I stood out as a DJ. But even in the market in New York City that I built in, a lot of the DJs weren't turntablists. They didn't know much about the cutting style. And I'm definitely have to big up to DTTP. You know, my twin sisters, you know, scratching was something that came so natural to me. The first time when I told you my DJ friend heard me play, I was able to scratch. And to me, the technique is like being a percussionist. It's like drumming almost. I'm just manipulating the sound. So it's something that it just feels right to me. So when I did it, he was just like, who taught you that? Like at the time, I didn't even really know what the scratches were called. So I had to learn that along the way. But literally, I could have done the scratches before then. So really, the history of DJing doesn't really hold a place for female DJs to be recognized. But after today, after these past 5 to 10 years and female DJs on the rise, I know that's not going to be the scenario for the next generation. There's going to be a whole group of us just like here. I know many other amazing female DJs that's not on the platform now, but the point I'm trying to make is that our presence is here now and it's making a statement. And I feel like we're opening a whole entire new world for female DJs to really make their stamp and make their brand and their whole purpose known. Because as we know, the industry is so much more like broader than just the music. There's so many different avenues that you can tap into, so many things you're going to get involved with and be influenced by and do some influencing along the way, you know? But I definitely want to shout out to you ladies for being so brave and for really stepping up to the plate, because we all know our journey is not easy. It's the least of easy. And I'm sure you guys can agree.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, no, I think that wraps it up quite nicely for that question, unless anyone wants to say something. Mecca, you good?
Yeah, I'm back.
All
I'm
right,
back.
cool.
We're gonna do something real quick.
All right. So before we go on to the next question, is anyone having a little tipple? I know it's a school night, but you know.
What was the last question? I missed it.
Oh no, we haven't gotten to the the next question yet. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no. We were still there. We were just talking about if there was, well, yeah, that's fine. You didn't miss anything. But
So
yes,
I didn't mean to be rude. I'm
oh,
sorry. I didn't
no,
mean to
go
be
on.
rude. So, but what's happening right now? Somebody broke into my car earlier. So I was doing an interview investigation.
Oh,
So
damn.
that's going on. So I apologize for just jumping out. I had to go deal with that real quick.
Okay. Everything
Yes.
all good?
It will
Well,
be.
yeah, yeah.
It will be.
I
But so
feel
I'm
like
saying that to apologize. I didn't mean to just disappear like that. Sorry.
that's fine. I feel like you need a drink, girl.
I do. Listen, I just had this little bottle of Sutter Home. It's not enough. I need a big bottle of Cock Spur or some Mount Gay or saying like that. I need some
Yeah.
rum to do that and saying like that. I listen. Been a
Yeah,
rough
I
day.
see Absolute Dini's on the spice rum. I've got some spice rum. Oh shit, you can't see it. I got some spice rum here. But guys, yeah, don't knock it, right? I know it's not Captain Morgan spice. However, this from Lidl is very nice. Yeah, it's £10 and it goes down nicely. So don't watch. Listen, as people say, don't judge a book by its cover, right? Okay, just FYI, head to Lidl.
No, Hyper. I saw you drink some kind of, what was it, whiskey or something straight. The last the Zoom party we did, you was drinking something strong and you was drinking it straight, and I was like, man,
Not
that her lip
whiskey.
is strong. I don't know what
That's my worst drink. It was probably
No
just some spice rum.
No chaser. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, but it was probably some spice rum. You know, those are a bit nice. So that's all good. I need to say a big shout out to some people in the comments. Bobo, she is locked on. I think, is it Bobo or Boo Boo? I'm not too sure. And Kea, they are both locked on. They're loving it, saying that it's very inspirational. Nice talk. I didn't see the last comment from Bobo straight Boo Boo. That went too quickly. Christopher Clark said no one's drinking white oak. No white oak in the building. That might be too strong for a Monday. I don't know. Bobo says, love to all you ladies. Keep on going. Don't let society think that you can't do anything. Everything is possible if God pleases. Yes.
Ooh, can I give a shout out?
Yes.
Shout out to Standman Large Radio. Shout out to Soca Fashion Team that locked in Snuff and Mad Max. Shout out to Kaia locked out in Cincinnati, Ratty in New York. Who else? I forgot. There's other people I'm forgetting, but yeah, so it's Soca Passion Team. All of you guys. Everybody locked in. Marley, she's locked in. Thank you everybody for locking in. And everybody else, everybody locked in. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate the love.
Yes, thank you. Listen, it's nice. It's Carnival Slayers hot sauce, extra hot today. We're gonna go on to the next one. Now, yeah. Next question is: have any of you guys ever used your femininity to your advantage when it comes to kind of, you know, get gigs, promotions, yeah, just anything with regards to your DJing? I'll go first. I'll go first. So to be honest, I can't really remember like a certain you know, incident or time. But I feel like as a woman or as a female, you know, you like to dress up. I like to dress up, and depending on the weather, you know, I might like to get my legs out, or I might like to wear a low cut top and show a bit of cleave. So, you know, depending on the event that you go to, you know, there may be people there that you think, right, you may need to make an impression, or so obviously, you know, you want to look your best. So, you know, I probably, you know, strategically decided what I was gonna wear, you know, just because you want to make an impression. And it may have been that, you know, I may have had my legs out, or I may have had some cleave, because it might have been boiling outside and I don't like to wear loads of clothes. Well, you know, I like to show a bit of skin when the sun's out. So, I feel like in that sense, you know, when it comes to going out, I feel like us ladies do like to dress up, and yeah, you know, sometimes you got to make a statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get some wine before I answer the question?
Hey, I get some wine, girl.
I second that. Wine, maybe
I
something
think
even stronger. I don't mind.
us, they need to tell the difference first. So before they even figure out which female's trying to do what, I think for double trouble, they need to know which twin they're talking to. Because, boy, oh boy, the amount of, hold on, are you the DJ? Are you the MC?
Yeah.
Are you the one I saw in the truck? Are you the one I saw doing the stepping of the dance thing? The amount of confusion before you can get to, oh, is that what you done as a female? Them questions are way down the line for us. Way down the line.
But it is one of those things where if you do go out, you know, and you know, like you said, you go to a formal event or you go to a summer event and you put on something a bit nice, it can influence guys by you not even being on that playlist on that night. You know, their minds are a different kind of mind that no woman I think will ever understand. So
not even trying to.
It'll just be a case where, you know, you know, be who you want to be, and you dress how you want to dress, and it can influence people. But I don't think of the minds of going as far as, you know, then taking over a set or going that far as, you know, pressing on with DJ. Well, I've never had that, or I've never done that anyway. But I look good. I like to look good. So on that basis, yes, of course.
As we say, we have to look good for the both of us, and we never know which one's which. So
wow,
you have to look good twice.
Yeah. This is true.
You know what? It does help. Like so I dress sexy normally because I don't like to wear clothes because that's just me. But it does help. Like people could like to look at beautiful women. So it helps, but I never used it to my advantage. It's never been like anything to like launch me or help me out. No. It's just like because I don't want people to focus on how I look. I want them to focus on how I play because I work really hard at my craft, and I want them to respect me for that. So even though I don't like to wear clothes, and I'm usually half naked, if I'm DJing, it's probably in stilettos and some little pom pom shorts or something. I don't want that to be the focus. I don't want that to be what everybody's paying attention. I want them to. I like what I do, and I'm very passionate about what I do, and I want them to see that. I want that to come through. And it's a lot of times people walk into a party and then go to the booth and be like, "Oh shoot, it's a girl playing," you know, and they don't even know if they did, you know. But it's not. There's nothing in how I play, and they're not paying attention to what I'm looking like. But unfortunately, in this industry, with women, what you look like does matter. Like with men, they don't care. Men, it could be ugly dude as long as he play good, they don't care. But with women, they do care what we look like. We do get critiqued about what we wear. We do get critiqued about those things and how pretty our makeup is. And I mean, at least here for me, that is a reality. Like, so if I wear the same shoes to 2 different fests, 2 days apart, there's like, oh, she wore the same shoe. Like,
really?
Yeah. Oh, you love those shoes, don't you? Yeah, I do love them shoes. I paid for them too. So it's like we get critiqued a little harder about our appearance than the men do. They kind of really don't care what the men look like, but they care what they look like. Like that just it's a factor, but I've never used it. Again, I want people to pay attention to how I play because I'm good at what I do and I love what I do, and I put in a lot of work to get where I'm at. So yeah.
Yeah,
I have talked about myself, in the third person to a promoter. So I said to the promoter, I said, look, I'm a DJ, you know, can I get a little slot? And they were like, oh, I'll think about it, I'll let you know. Came again and I asked, no response. And I said, oh, do you know what? Been working with this guy, DJ, he's really good. I think you should get him on decks. He's like, oh, is it? Or send me his demo. So I sent him my demo. And then he's like, yeah, bring him next week. I said, oh, okay. So I came, I was very nervous. He's expecting a guy DJ and it's me. And then I got there and he's like, oh yeah, where's your DJ? And I was like, oh, it's me. And he was like, what? All right, just let me play. And then you can, you know, tell me what you think afterwards. And afterwards he's like, you're dangerous. How did you have me thinking a guy was coming and it was you? And I was like, well, if I had told you it was me, which I did, you wouldn't have let me play. So I haven't really used my femininity that way, but yeah, what Lady Drea was saying, sorry, Mecca Rose. you want them to hear us playing for our skills, not for what we look like.
I mean, you use the smart woman's brain. That's what you did right there, because
it had to be done.
Boy, that was a good that was a good move. That was a good
And
move.
I even got paid. I couldn't believe it. He was like, "Yeah, you deserve this payment." I was like, "Finally." So yeah,
Nice.
had to be done.
I feel like it'll be if I had that kind of braveness back in the day, that would have been nice.
Had to be done.
Anyone else want to jump in there?
I don't know if I've used my femininity, but there's been times where it's like, this is actually negative. So I've been booked by a promoter. I've done my set, cool. And then at the end of it, he's like, oh, like, should I pay you or can I take you out for dinner? I'm like,
hey,
now come on now. So there's little things like that has happened. And even like with people being like, okay, cool, like come and do this event. And then it's like, okay, do you want to go out? And then I'm like, no. Then you don't hear from them again. Yeah, I do get that like a little bit. I feel like sometimes promoters kind of use it as a way like, okay, yeah, like come DJ, but they really have an ulterior motive. And I think, even as Mecca Rose said, even though we work hard, we have to work 10 times harder, because it's like we want our craft to speak for ourselves, but no matter how hard you work, sometimes they can't get past seeing just the outside, and sometimes it's demotivating, but you just have to I just let my passion shine through, keep motivated and stuff like that. And I just hope that more women promoters like start coming up, because I'm sick of dealing with these men sometimes. I'm just like, no.
That's a good point, actually. I feel like there may be a lot more female DJs coming up, but there's not always necessarily a lot of female promoters. So yeah, that's definitely something that would be more welcomed. Yes,
definitely women events.
Yeah.
Love that.
I do have an event myself, Spice Up Your Life UK, which I actually, at the moment, I've only had one event, but it was all female DJs, and I basically just want to keep that going because, as this whole discussion goes, I feel like it's needed. So yeah, hopefully for 22, I will get that back on the road, and I'll be hitting some of you ladies up. Does anyone else want to jump in? If I feel like I have something to add to what Bex just said, but if anyone else wants to jump in with that.
I wouldn't say I've ever used it to my, it's just very similar to what Mecca Rose said. I wouldn't say I've ever used it or consciously used it to my advantage. I think that when I first started DJing, I used to always wear heels. And in some respects, I think it can even it can work against you, because sometimes men see that as, oh, well, if you're, and it's no disrespect, because I still do my makeup, I still wear my lashes. I just don't wear heels anymore because I just can't be asked. But I do feel like in the early stages, especially before you're kind of recognized as a DJ, when you turn up and you're kind of, I don't know, dressed in a really girly way and completely, fully done in terms of makeup, sometimes it can make you look like you're just there for the image as opposed to being talented. And I do think that was a thing probably when I started more so. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I've ever consciously thought, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna wear a really low top today because I'm trying to achieve A, B, and C. I don't think I've ever done that. But yeah, it was like when I first started DJing, for one of my first events, I was given a flyer that had my face on it, and I sent it out. I think I mentioned this to you before, I sent it out, and a guy that was on my broadcast list basically replied and was like, "Oh, are you a flyer girl now?" And it's like, can I not be a DJ? Like, it literally said Fiona Hall is playing at, but it's like, can I not be a DJ? But then again, that's like the way that women are perceived sometimes, isn't it? It's like you couldn't possibly be playing on this event. You have to be
doing something else.
Yeah, doing something else. Like, so I think it can work both ways sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad. It's sad that that's how it is sometimes, but you know, certain things like that, it might just take time to change. You know, as there's more of us, people might actually realize, oh, no, they're not just flyer girls. They're actually doing this. You know, but yeah, just to put a little something to what Bex was saying. Like when I first started DJing, the first like couple of years, there was a big soca event that used to happen, and one of the promoters, well, the main promoter, there was one time he was paying me, and he said to me, he was like, "Oh, if you give me a kiss, I'll give you an extra £5."
Excuse me.
Just £5.
Oh, everyone's face for me.
And
wow.
So at the time, like, so I didn't start very young. I started at 25, so this may have been like 27 or something. And but I was even though I was a DJ, I was still a bit shy, and like, you know, you just kind of put on the spot right there. And so don't judge. I started thinking to myself, well, what's
No judgment. No judgment.
Like, it's not gonna do any harm. So like, yeah, okay, so I gave him like a peck. Like it was no full-on kiss.
No tongues.
And he gave me an extra £5. And then like after, like I was like, I haven't actually told anyone this. So this is I'm bearing all right now, but after I was like, well, I can't tell anyone about that. And then later on I was like, why did I do that? But then like you get put on the spot and it's just like, you know, you want the money and it's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so fast forward to like now. Fast forward to like, I know it's really bad. It's really bad. Really bad. But fast forward to now, that was blatantly like a Me Too moment. Like someone in power basically just using their status to get what they want from a new, young, you know, inexperienced female DJ. And I was like, boy.
Do you remember his name?
Yeah.
Because we could talk about it.
That one. I think so. Hyperspice, you know, I big up to you, because a lot of entertainment people, any public figure would really shy away from a statement like that. But little do the people or the public may know that happens probably more than 9 out of 10 times on the average. And I'm sure a lot of the female DJs here can either relate or has a story to relate, or the female promoters, any entity in this industry can relate. As a female image, the first thing that the public see is a sex figure, or as we know the term, sex sells. So the minute we go into feminists, they automatically think either that she's sexy or trying to use her sex to sell, when it's really the ignorance, because there's nothing wrong with being sexy. Someone, like, you know, a woman can be dressed in what we would say a full dress and still be sexy by nature, you know, as a melanated girl of color. I'm small, I'm petite, but I know I have a lot of sisters and friends and people that I've engaged that just naturally they're very voluptuous, you know, and that's something they can't stem away from because they have Caribbean descent. So automatically, even if she wasn't in a carnival costume, or even if she wasn't in pum pum short or shirt, I know girls sweatpants, and from the rear, that's it. Their hips spread, you know, and then automatically, because you're female, they're gonna be like, oh, she just using her sex to sell, or using her image to get where she is on the platform. I've known a lot of DJs in my time being on the scene, and it's so funny how ignorant that not only DJs but promoters are to the fact that it's true. As a female, they either look at your face first, even rather before your talent. So sometimes the separation of you being booked could be oh, you're cute, you look nice, your body looks nice overall. So it's really like a two-edged sword in our position. So hyper, I want to play both sides of the spectrum, right? So I can be that female DJ that possibly said, okay, when I first started off, I was younger, probably younger than 21, 22. Around there, as I would say, a lot of female DJs grew up tomboyish. I'm the only girl out of all boys. So, you know, sweatpants and leggings and things like that. But as I matured, not even through anything other than maturity, becoming an adult, you know, start to get less into sneakers, more into heels, you know, just the levels of life. You switch up. If you have a corporate job, you're not going to wear sweats to your corporate job. You know, when you get weddings, you're not going to be in your club attire all the time. So I feel like I just grew and matured in the industry, and just having that on a playing field is that, you know, I dressed for the occasion. And that can definitely be misjudged by a promoter or just a guy that's in the club that her dressing for the occasion is, damn, she's the sexiest girl I've ever seen. And then you end up in a situation like Hyper Spice, then now people are just like, okay, I'll buy you a drink if you go out, come home with me, or I'll buy you a drink if you go out with me. You know, that happens to ladies all the time. So the fact that you own up to your Hyper Spice where the guy offered you and you was just like, all right, it happens daily. In the nightlife, that's what happens. And the only part I don't respect is when, you know, the promoter or somebody in a higher power is now trying to bargain your worth with not just your talent, but just because of the way you look. So I think it's definitely something difficult that we have to deal with. But I would say, as females, we are the smarter of the two species, I would say, male, female. And we know how to use what we have wisely. The same way the guys, by no luck and chance, more than likely the promoter is booking their friend, that's the DJ. A lot of these men, that's how it happens. They've been their boys start to throw the party. Why would they go against their friend to book them? Sometimes that's just how it goes. Now, what we can use to our advantage, because we're strategically, if I can play, I don't have to worry about them not noticing me. I know I can play. All I got to do is go out there and perform. So now I'm going to use my presence, because I have a great presence, other than you wanting to probably see your guy friend all night, or you can look at me all night and I play just as good as your guy friend. You see how the strategy comes into play. So Hyper Spice, I think I would agree and say, yes, I've used my femininity to get where I have to go, because put on a little lashes, do some nails. When they start seeing me scratching in my nail set, what guy can do that? You know, that just proves the statement. Anything guys can do, girls can do better. You guys agree?
True. So, you know what, Hyper?
That's just my two piece of the whole scenario.
Yeah, I had a similar situation to you, Hyper. I showed on this party, right, outdoors event, and the promoter, he hands me my envelope with my money. I take the envelope and he grabs my wrist and pulled me into him. He said, I'm gonna be home alone by myself later. Call me in 30 minutes. And I was like, okay. And then I blocked him and didn't hear from him after. And I unblocked him, but he never hired me again because I just kind of stood him up. But things like that happens more often than not. But let me play devil's advocate, because I do know a lot of male promoters, and there are females that not DJs, but just regular females, just like party goers, that they will do anything to get in VIP or anything to get a bottle. So they kind of make it feel like these guys feel like they can do things like that. I don't want to put all the blame on the guys, because it's not all them, but I want to be fair, because the stories that some of my guy friend promoters have told me about girls that want to get VIP, want to get bottles, and want to meet this artist. So it's some crazy stories. So we can't put it all on the guys, because there are some women who make them feel like they can do that. So it's it goes both ways.
No, that's definitely true. Yes. Now, thank you, girls, for sharing those stories. I definitely feel like it's probably something that happens quite a lot, and it's not something that, you know, we speak about or that comes up quite often, or you might speak about it with a couple of your girls, but you know, not on a big platform.
Piper, just one question, please.
Yes.
The incident that you spoke about,
Yeah.
is that person still on the scene?
Not really. They've kind of gone into doing something else now. Like they're just still doing events, but they're doing other stuff, not soca events.
Right. Okay.
But they're still about.
Ladies, I'm gonna have to head off. I need to get my last train home. I'm at the studio still, so I need to go. But I've had an amazing time, and thank you guys, like, for sharing your experiences. You all inspire me, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much, Bex. We are definitely.
Thank you. Safe journey back.
Thank you, ladies. Take care. Bye.
Talk soon.
Bye.
So, all right, before we head on to the next question, I just need to shout out to some of the people that have been, what have they been doing? They've been getting involved. So, Alvin, he said, I was very brave for telling my story. Big up myself. Raj says, beautiful ladies on my screen. Bobo or Boo Boo, she said, I believe it's a she, the men are just not ready for us. So, you know, they can't handle it, is basically what she's saying. April, just sending some love in the chat. This is Carnival Slayers Hot Sauce Extra Hot session, with obviously all these beautiful female DJs. Synchronella, I do want to quickly just get your opinion, because you
sorry, because my internet went funny, then I got locked out.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, only me.
Nice to have you back. So you basically just kind of all answered the question, have you ever used your femininity like to your advantage when it comes to DJing?
No, not at all. I'll turn it to a rave in a t-shirt and a hoodie, mate. Simple. You know what? In fact, do you find that really only in kind of one type of genre, so like a certain type of night? You know what I mean? Because it's like I've turned it to a drum and bass rave, and it's like, yeah, hoodie and jeans, and you know what I mean? And you still get like the prime time kind of thing.
I guess.
I've done a fet and it's like, oh, yeah, well, you know, and it's like,
yeah, no, I guess it probably does depend on the event or maybe the music that's playing, because you're not always gonna dress up to the nines. Maybe sexy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I've put the old little, you know, hair in and that, but not like, I really don't think that's a thing, really. Like any one of us should really be able just to go in the bin bag and just spin the tunes. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just
right.
It doesn't even matter the bin bag. It's like it's all about the tunes and can you mix. I really don't think, you know, the pum pum shots. Like that's just me, kind of thing. I mean, I'll dress presentable, but I won't be over the top with it. And it's like,
can I ask you a question? Do you dress like that generally? Like if it's summer, are you wearing pum pum shorts?
Nah, if I'm on a road, if I'm in Carnival, then yeah.
No, but if I don't know, if you're going west, maybe not Westfields. If you're having a park day, are you wearing short shorts, or are you just kind of
like normal type of shorts? Just not really,
not really short. Because I feel like if that's how you dress generally, then it's just, it just transitions.
Yeah, it's just like
yeah. So I get what you're saying in terms of the type of event, like. I don't know, if I'm going to a festival, I'm going to wear. If I'm playing at a festival, I'm going to wear something that I would wear to a festival. So it might be, it might be. And if I'm going to a Valentine's rave, then I might wear a really nice dress.
Yeah,
So I do think it's what type of event it is. And so
Yeah.
how you dress normally.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
yeah,
I agree with you. You know, you dress for the occasion, you dress appropriately for what you go for in general, anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah, it all depends on, because you, at the end of the day, you've got you know, you've got an image for yourself. You've got
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
you want to carry out regardless of DJ.
Yeah.
You want to step out and think, you know what, I look nice, and no matter what anybody else says, thinks, I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing for myself. So in respect of what Fiona was saying in regarding to, you know, you know, it's kind of like dressing for the occasion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I want to not like a
flip side to that,
hoodie, but I know what you mean. Yeah, it's not
synchronella. This is
unless
what we do. This is what we do. On the flip side to synchronella, think about it. On the fly as a promoter as well, which she stated is mostly men.
Yeah.
They put a dress code on it as well. So sometimes it could be, you know, guys, jeans and the shirt is fine. But ladies, you have to be sexy and sophisticated. So hold on. Guys can wear non-air thing trainers, but they wear blends and others.
Yeah.
But the girl has to wear dress and heels. Do you know how much your foot is going to be from your house to your car?
I don't even bother with the heels.
Exactly.
I know my foot can't cope.
Exactly.
I know my foot can't cope with the heels, but yeah.
For us either.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely just for the occasion. Absolutely, yeah.
Exactly. So at the same time, it might just not be just for the occasion. It might be a part of the dress code, which links into security, which is men, which links into the promoter, which is men, which links into the function. So it's a whole 360.
Yeah, definitely. It's down to the occasion, obviously. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, I can wear the hoodie. I'm wearing it. God damn it.
Nice. So Admira is locked on. That is my my friend there. She's asked a good question, and I'm not going to read it out just yet because I feel like we're probably going to come onto that. So it's about playing times. So yeah, we'll come to that. But something a little bit, you know, light-hearted now and happy. I want to know what a memorable moment from you guys, or one of your best moments of your DJ career so far, you know, regardless of how long you've been playing, something that really stands out for you. I'm gonna come to Abs Houdini first, as she's one of our newest ones. So has anything stood out for you? Something really memorable?
Not really. You know what? I think okay, I DJ like once a month on this Instagram live, on my friend's Instagram live page. They've got a group called The Winery. I don't really know what to call the page, but they've got certain projects and things that they want to kind of do within the scene. And I think for me, like, my dad passed away in July, and I took a bit of a break. Thank you. Then when I came back, like, I remember first putting the headphones on, I went to play and I was thinking, no, I feel proper rusty. Like, I feel to just walk out of here right now, like mid-set. I feel to just put down the headphones and just leave. Like, this, it doesn't feel right. But I managed to just keep going and get through it. And then by the end of it, they were like, right, Abs, like, you're back. Like, you're good. You're good. Like, you got this kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's probably, yeah, one of the memorable parts of my very short so far DJing career.
No, that's yeah, something like that, you know, feeling like that mid-set. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have probably felt mid-set. Maybe even the fact that we've done a really bad mix, or people are just not feeling it. You played 3 songs in a row and they're not feeling it, and you literally just feel like you just want to leave, done, and just, like, you know, finish already. But you carry on.
Like 2 songs in. I was literally like 2 songs in, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go.
Mate, so you had your whole set. Nah, that's you know, that courage is what you need basically in this industry, because it's not easy. So nice. Remy D?
I think I've had a lot. I'm just trying to think of what's been a memorable one, because I've had lots of good ones. Playing on Carnival trucks, playing in the Caribbean. I think my most memorable one I've got two. So the first one was recently. I went to a wedding, and then the groom's come up to me. He's gone, "Oh, you able to jump on the decks?" So I was like, "Well, you've got a DJ there already." He's like, "Yeah, but nah."
So you just
I need
came as a
people to be
guest.
dancing. Yeah. So literally, I've used my phone, and his phone, and I was just mixing up the two of them. And then everyone was just like, they should have hired you instead of this guy over here. I was like, no, don't be bad to the guy. You know, he's coming with his equipment. You know, he didn't know anything. And they were like, nah, next time. I ended up getting like how many people's numbers saying like, yeah, I've got events coming up. I'm going to be calling you. That was memorable because I didn't have no equipment with me. As I said, I just came as a guest and then I was on the decks. And also, I threw my own raving Dominica. Big up my Dominicas locked in, locked on. It's like a fet and all that. Yeah. I was going down there on holiday and I thought, why not? Let's just, why not? So I spoke to this guy that I know, and he has like a bar. And I said to him, look, I want to do this event. Did you help me out? He's like, yeah, no problem. I was like, all I need is like the bar, the venue. And he was like, cool. So I was like, how much? Everything sorted out, all out.
How long were you
done
there
the promotion. We're in Dominica.
Yeah.
I was there for 3.5 weeks. The event was on the day that I landed. So literally from the airport, I went to the accommodation, showered, changed, and then I went to the venue. Had a look around everything. I was like, all right, cool. I went back home, had about 2 hours sleep, and then I went back to the club and then I went and I DJ'd. But I was shocked because when I went there the first time, obviously there was like a few people there, whatever. And then when I came back, it was full. The people were outside trying to get in. And then they were like, yeah, introducing DJ Remy. And then we've just had people standing there watching me at the front like,
who's this
chick? You're a woman. Yeah, you're a woman. You're supposed to be dancing. You're not supposed to be behind the decks. But just the fact that from England, I just woke up one day and said, I want to do a glow fet in Dominica. Let's see if this can happen. And it did. And just kind of made me think maybe I should evolve into promotions. So yeah, which I sort of did this year or last year with an event as well. So yeah, I'm looking to get into promotions. But yeah, no, those were the two most memorable, or one of the most memorable things that have happened to me in my DJing career.
Nice.
That spring to mind. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably didn't have that long to promote. So the fact that it went
literally, yeah, it was just, or it's easier now because everything is online, isn't it? Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. But I was just nervous because obviously I was over here having to promote it over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit hit and miss. I thought, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? And yeah, it was a good night. Might have to do another one.
Love it. All right, let's go to Double Trouble Twin Productions and then Lady Drea.
So yeah, I think most memorable moment. I think the most memorable moment is kind of quite similar to Remy's one. It wasn't me promoting their event back home, but it was I come over. They've been watching me on social media. This is Jamaica. Watch me on social media, seeing me play different places with different artists, different DJs, and they wanted to hear me firsthand. They wanted to hear me live, and so my cousins basically set me up and said to me like the night before, you know, there's a club or kind of bar kind of thing, same thing, where we were in my town. And we really want you to play. You know, we've got you a set time, and depending on how it goes, you know, we'll see what happens. So I was and ahhing all day. Obviously, you know, when I stay with my grandparents. So when I'm with your grandparents, you know, you've got curfew, and you know, you can't just run around like how you do, you know, in the UK or in the US. You're not that free. So I had to be negotiating and saying, you know, I've got this thing going on. Can I go? And they were like, who are you going with, etc. So it was a long procedure. So I'm glad I don't think I was the promoter because I don't think I even have got that far, to be honest. But anyway, we got there in the end. And yeah, first of all, they only had like half an equipment, half a decks. So one side of the decks and a mixer.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't have my controller at the time, so I was just mixing up one controller. The first time I actually ever done that. And yeah, the party started at 9, I want to say. There was a DJ before me. And I was supposed to be back by 1 a.m. I didn't get back to, I want to say 4 or 5. The party was just nice. The bar got sold out. I mean, people behind saying, yeah, they know me. Like, it was a nice little vibe from what it was. I mean, it got filled out. And yeah, I think that was one of the main ones that, I could just play him back home. They thought English girl. I didn't even get called DJ Twin T because they just couldn't handle that name. I don't know why. They called me English DJ girl, whatever the case may be. It's English. Something that Jamaicans just do their own thing. No matter what you tell them your name is, they will give you a second name like you need one.
Yeah.
So just how it was a nice experience to kind of go out and play for my people and represent and let them know that dancehall is in around the world. And if you got a tune out yesterday, I can tell you I can bust that tune today, so there's no issue. But yeah, for me, just gonna go very quick shortly off the twins, but that is, I don't have a specific place. I think for me it's gonna sound very, very cheesy now. I don't think I've ever told Twin this properly, so but anyway, me and Twin have played, I think is a blessing, because I said doing an event with your sister or doing an event with your bloodline, your hater, your fan, your whatever you want to call it, we're all in one. So most people might see it as, oh, the twins. Yeah. So I think any event internationally, UK, home, no matter where it is, there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of work that has to go into it, plus being a twin, plus being a South. So do you know what I mean? So I think every event it is a blessing. Do you know what I mean? Because someone has looked at you and goes, do you know what? Yeah, they're mad. Plus we did dance in the halfway through the roof. Plus I said we hold 2 different stages, as they call it. The 2 will be playing on the deck. She's locked. As soon as I get a wireless mic, some people I've seen, I've got my own stage. I'm gone. So we need to try and concentrate as well. Yeah, we make a mad sound. But yeah, back home I would say is a mad one. But any location is a blessing.
Nice. Love it. Girls, can you just put yourselves on mute just while somebody else is speaking? Let me come to Finn Hall and then Synchronella and then myself.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Great. So I would say we'll give the bad first. A lot of people that been following me for time being would know 2015, I believe. Someone broke into my car and stole my DJ laptop. So that was just a tragedy. I think it was my third or fourth year, DJing and, having bookings. I invested $2,000 into a brand new laptop, and then for it to be just taken away from me. I would say everyone in their lifetime has experienced a down moment like that. It may not have been exactly that, but something in comparison where, all of your passion, all of your hard work is now back to zero. So it takes certain type of individuals now to make the decision. Are you going to give up, or are you going to pick up the pieces and try again? And, support is very important when in situations like that. As a public figure, you're going to encounter more situations like identical to that. It may not be the same losing of a laptop, but it may be, an investment that's gone down the drain, some type of business deal gone bad. I've been in situations where I've been booked for international bookings and show up and there's nothing. So these things really do happen. And, over the years of growing connections with artists as well, artists go through things like this. That's why, we're going into a whole nother avenue of contracting and, just doing your own research of the people that you're doing business with. All of these things are part of the business because of a learning experience. And, that's something that I went through. Long story short, obviously today I've chosen the route to not give up. I had a supportive team. I definitely have to shout out to my number one fan, my mom, she was always supportive no matter what it is that I did. And despite her being my number one fan, she never was a fan of me being a DJ. Those who know me know my mom is a pastor, she's a minister. So, very, I would say, contradicting to what many may see. But, she always seen the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is not what you do, but it's how you do it. As we're talking about, being the type of person that takes things over the top for advantages, or being a genuine person. And I think any line of work that someone does, once there's a genuinity, that changes the whole approach, which now would get into my most memorable moments of being a DJ. I would say would be my first international booking. And that was in 2017. And I had, being from New York, getting a call that someone's interested in me all the way in Rotterdam. So for those on the live, over in the States, we know it as Holland. Other places they would direct it as the Netherlands. A lot of people just know the commercial location, which is Amsterdam, and then there's the over Rotterdam. And that was one of the most amazing experiences that I've had. I was blessed that I had top-notch accommodations. So this is all first class flighting, to one of the top hotels. I was there for several days, and so I was believe like 4 days and nights. The event that I got, my first international event, I got the prime time slot. So that's something that one of the viewers were kind of already getting ready to touch. And that was almost unheard of, because even being home in New York, as I'm already a known entity, I still wasn't getting the prime time slots. I still was getting early warm slots. Even till today, I'm still sometime approached with the early warm slot or the slot right after. And it's so funny that after all of my achievements, where I probably DJed over 20 states, 10 islands, different continents, and you come back to your base and they still look at you sometimes and be like, sorry, you got to get the second slot because the guy DJ's got to get it. And sometimes you don't even have to look at that. That's another memorable moment in my career. Sometimes I've always been gifted with the gift of patience. And I feel like that's a game that all DJs or anybody in the entertainment industry, they need to learn. Patience. Artists, they are patient. You know how many artists sit in a studio making songs day and night, and we only see the one song that got big and made them famous, or gave them the recognition it needs. So in our position, I would just want to jump into that topic. Sometimes the primetime slot may not always be needed. Sometimes you just need to show up. The fact that you've shown up and you've played the loyal early warm slot for a certain promoter, eventually he'll realize, wow, this is a very loyal DJ and they do deserve the shine of a prime time. All I tell you is make sure you're ready for when you get the prime time. That's the most part that everyone fails to realize. Yeah, you're going to get it. You probably got it before and didn't even realize. But once you get that prime time position, you need to perform, because that's the lasting impression. And literally my first international booking, I got the stage and I was blessed that I did execute, and that opened up a whole bunch of doors for so many different experiences. And to today, I can say I have my own parties. Sometimes I forget that, damn, I be throwing these events. Last year, I would say I had the biggest break in my career. I had probably over 300 events. I traveled over 20 cities, even though we're still in a pandemic state. So a lot of places, COVID-19 restrictions are very high. And I've got some of my biggest stages. I played on Soca Brainwash with Private Ryan. And this is actually my first year. So like I said, a lot happened in the past year. But the biggest of all had to be my own event, which is called Ultra. It's an all-inclusive fete. I do it usually during the New York Labor Day time. So that's like New York's carnival season, with my business partner, Sugar Pot. And this year past, we hit over 700 patrons. Voice performed, Kerwin Dubois performed. It was a soca influenced event. And I would say all of these people really did come out for me, and it's my third year doing the event. And I failed to see that because of all that was going on, carnival season, a lot of big events. I'm actually getting booked for the big events, but now when I sit down, I realize, damn, I highlighted at my own event where I had my own crowd. I was able to do that. So shout out to the people in the comments that are just commenting, empowering things. We need that. All the time, females are not even the females. The guys want to fight against the girls, and then the girls want to fight against the girls. So I do like the encouragement everybody's giving, because now it also encourages me that when I have further in my future events, that I would really shy away from using the male counterparts and put my sisters on, because we all need a platform. I was in a position where I needed the platform and there was no one to give it to me. So that's what I kind of like to push when I'm doing my events, when I go travel, just showing all of the female DJs or anybody in the scene as is. It's okay to be unified. It's okay to be nice. It's okay to help somebody else, because I feel like when you get into a realm of this scene or this industry, things like envy and jealousy, it happens. It's real. You being in a position, working so hard, and then see somebody next to you get the opportunity you wanted. Sometimes these things can spark a fire, but like I said, patience, and everything would align itself, because as I could tell you, I've had a lot of down moments, but the blessings are almost equivalent and more. So I look forward to hearing some of my other sisters' experiences on their highs and lows.
Thank you very much. That was nice. That was good. I'm loving hearing all these stories. Synchronella.
Yeah, well, I haven't, because I kind of blew up, so to say, in the lockdown. My first actual playing out was when we had that little in between, when it kind of broke a little bit. So again, it was kind of like, it was hyped up, and it got there and it really kind of wasn't, but it was okay, because it's like, for me, it's kind of practicing, get out there anyway. So that was cool. Didn't really let it dawn on me too much, because everybody's got to start somewhere, I guess. Yeah. So I think, that was probably, I wouldn't really say low, just different.
Yeah.
So then probably my another event that probably stood out for me is probably two events. One was an online event for Leeds Carnival, where I was like the last one on. And it was like, by this point, I've done quite a few lives and things like that, so people kind of know who I was. So when I got there and I just played, I tried to play a little bit different. So I was kind of watching all the guys before me. I was the only girl. So I was like, but it was good anyway. I thought, well, maybe this is the moment, let me do the thing. So I just played, literally my whole set was just from my island, just St. Kitts, just bangers the whole time. I was like, yo, hey, listen to me. So it was like, people was like, so much truth from St. Kitts. I was like, listen, I don't even know.
Represented.
It was good. It was different, because again, people just expected me to play the same type of thing, the typical whatever, safe. But I didn't. I killed it. So then at the end, I thought, because it was going really well, I thought, well, let me do a little cheeky thing where, most places have said, oh, don't do that, just play this. So I just dropped in some little Brazilian house with the soca, and hey, went off, mate. It was bad. So so that was probably my memorable moment. Like, it was bad. Just kind of, that's it. I think it's just reception from people. I mixed the drum and bass and put Bungie on it, and then Bungie was gassing. I was like, yo, but it was good because it's different. So I'll just try it. If it sounds rubbish, I'll still play it anyway. But that's
big up St. Kitts one time. Love that island. Love St. Kitts. Yeah, bad vibes. Synchronella, I think you had it easy though. Your island's music is very infectious. I've been there the first time 2 years ago for Carnival.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna live there. I'm sure I'm gonna live there, if not for a year. The island is beautiful. It's infectious. The people is great.
It's crazy.
You guys go to St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
Go to Sugar Mountain, man. That Juve is crazy, but it was good. So I learned a lot from there, kind of thing. And then when I actually seen your story, you went the same time as me, Drea.
Oh, you was there as well.
I was there, and in the
crazy
things in the chatterbox, I was like, yeah, Drea.
Oh, you was with Chatterbox. Oh my god, I love them so much. The events.
Oh yeah, bad.
I was with Lux Mass, my first Sugar Mass.
I was with it. Yeah.
Oh my god, they stole my heart. I love St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm telling you,
amazing.
I love that place.
Yeah,
the vibe. You guys gotta hear the music. Once you hear the music,
Yeah, but
Oh my
even the groove is nice, you know, because some people be like, oh, what's that tune? Is it from Trinidad? And I was like, no,
They
it's
do know it's from St. Kitts.
6ix9ine.
You know what it was, Akai? You sweet. His big tune, Bracket Set It, really put St. Kitts on the maps as well. You know, from that tune, it's the #1 played song still on the road.
It is.
You know, there's no way to deny that song is great. I feel like it really did put St. Kitts and Nevis out there.
It really did. I was like, thank
Keep
God,
repping.
we've moved on from the days of the we're lost to take on a back. Yeah, we've moved on from them, man.
All right. So
yes,
we're all moving to St. Kitts. Like we need to go to St. Kitts.
Yeah, let's go. Can't stay
Next
behind.
holiday.
You can't stay me.
So we're planning the carnival for next year, right? St. Kitts. We're there.
Yeah, let's go. We're going. Let's go. Christmas time, the best time as well. What? Mad.
Nice. All right.
I hope you're not serious, you know.
Hey.
We'll
I
talk
hope you're not serious. We're making it happen, yeah.
Let's go. Let's do. I'm ready. I'm ready. Yes. Damn.
All right. We're gonna go Fiona, Mecca Rose, and then myself.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know you only really asked for like highs, but
well, do you know what? Right, in my head that's what I was thinking of, but really and truly, I just said memorable. So give me the lows. Now I'm not thinking about the lows myself. So
yeah, anxiety. I'm gonna share. Because when Abs was speaking, she reminded me of kind of a similar feeling that I had when I was doing a set. It wasn't even that long ago. It's really distressing. But basically, I went into a room basically full of people, and this is a rarity. Like I do usually shut it down, and I went into a room full of people, and I started playing what I thought was suitable at the time, which was a banger. It was Meat Meal, Dreams and Nightmares. That's what I thought that was the right thing to play. And then the long and short of it is I found out afterwards that the room that I was in was actually supposed to be, I don't know, soca and bashment or something that I didn't play. And it wasn't.
How did they not tell you what room?
You're asking me. I don't know exactly how, but I didn't even find out immediately. I found out the next day. But when I was leaving, I was like, well, maybe this is it for me. Like maybe this is not for me anymore, because like they were not feeling it. And I was like, well, how did I read the crowd so wrong? Like how? But then I realized it was completely the wrong genre, and that's just not what they were expecting to hear. And it was the end. It was like one of the I think it was the last set or the second to last set. Yeah, no, it was that was challenging for me. Someone had to give me a pep talk outside still, I'm not gonna lie. One of my friends that I was with, one of my DJ friends, she had to really sit me down. She was like, Fee, this doesn't define you. Like, and then obviously the next day I found out that it was the wrong type of music. So I felt a bit better. But yeah, what else is there? All right, good memories. So obviously earlier when I was speaking, I mentioned that I had the set. So I went from playing to basically no one to playing to like 500 people. And that was it. There wasn't really anything in between that. And I distinctively remember driving to the venue on New Year's Eve, telling my sister that I'm not doing the set and we need to turn back, because I was so nervous that I was like, I just can't do it. I can't, and I'm just gonna sell all my equipment, and this isn't for me, and this was a mistake, and I can't and I'm generally quite a confident person, but I was like, no, this is a mistake. Like we should just head home. And she was like, no, Fee, we're going. And yeah, I got there. I'm setting up. My hands are literally like visibly shaking. And then the set went really, really, really very well. So obviously that stands out to me because I remember anything that I'm trying to achieve even now, if I feel nervous about it, I remember that moment because I could have turned back and then I would have missed out on this like dope journey that I've been able to experience over the last 6-7 years. Because I just didn't believe in myself in it. So that was a really good memory. And then probably the other one that is quite distinctive is I was DJing in Jamaica, and I don't think I was expecting him to be there, but Tony Matterhorn just happened to be on the stage where I was as well, and it was really it was for a party event, so the stage was like you could almost not see it felt like you couldn't see the ground, like that's how high up it was. So I was really nervous and kind of, you know, scared of heights. Not really scared of heights, but it was just random. And he ended up hosting my set and then put me literally went online and started filming me live. I think it was either Facebook or Instagram, and was like literally filming me while I was playing. So obviously that was, and the pressure's on, innit? Because you're like, oh God.
Pressure.
I mean, you need to be on point anyway, but now you really need to be on point because you're on Tony Matterhorn's like Facebook Live. So that was another really, really positive moment. But yeah, there were obviously ups and downs naturally, but those two are probably the ones that stand out to me the most.
Nice.
Okay.
I love this.
For me, so I'm short and sweet, so we'll keep my lowest points was like Drea, 2014, somebody broke into my apartment, they took my laptop, and I had to get back my whole library, and it was at that point where I had to decide if I wanted to keep doing this, and then obviously I kept doing it. Another low point was I had to do a couple, you know, we don't always have good DJ sets, you know, all the time. Sometimes we mess up, and I've had a couple when I bombed, whether it's laptop issues or something, but those failures are lessons, and I've had more good sets than bad. So I took a look at those failures as lessons, what I did to do better, and those failures helped me to be successful. Shout out to Nyam, my Asian sister, locked in Dakar Media. My sister Tiana locked in. Soca Passion, Uncle Sting locked in. Kingston Live locked in. As far as my good, most memorable, I think my first time DJing, getting booked out of the country, it was in the Bahamas. That was very memorable for me because that was my first time. It was like 2017, and it was like, yeah, I felt like I made it. I do Miami Carnival every year for the past since 2016. I don't know how accurate this is, but somebody told me that I was one of the first females to DJ on Miami Carnival. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I've been on the main stage every year since 2016, except for the year the pandemic was in swing. I kind of like set that out. And then being in London in Notting Hill, that was one. That was dope because shout out to Vibrance Mass, my girl C. She brought me over to play on a truck. Me and her ended up being best friends. That's my girl, and I just loved London. That was my first time in Europe ever. And it was so
before you go, do you know what was so random is I was literally that weekend I was coming home and there was some girl wandering around the streets with a little case or whatnot, and she must have asked me where one of the hotels was, and it was just around the corner. So I told her, and then we started chatting. She said she was here to play for one of the trucks at Carnival, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're a DJ, so am I was like, how random is that? And
random. And then I was so lost. I just saw her randomly. I'm like, hey, you, please help me. And then it just, me and her ended up hooking up, and we've been cool ever since. So it was just really, really random how that happened.
Random.
Yeah, but yeah, it was Vibrance Massive brought me over, and I loved that. I met Twin T. I think we might have been on the same truck. I think, yeah, and then it was just dope.
We met. I think in Notting Hill as well. We bumped into each other.
Yeah, I think we might have been on the same truck.
Yeah. So
yeah, because you guys. But yeah, but it was dope. I mean, London was just vibes, and so Miami Carnival every year. It's always wonderful for me, and London, I was like, because I've been booked out of the country before, but I think London might have been my favorite one.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yes.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
That's all. I'm short and sweet. I'll keep mine short and sweet. I'm simple. and good evening to Soca Passion, my Soca Passion team locked in. Talk to Kingston and Uncle Sting. What's up?
Good evening, Soca Passion. Yeah, so I've got a few. Some of them, one was recently during lockdown. So I started off my DJ career with Release the Rhythm, my Release the Rhythm family. And during lockdown, we obviously we put on some Zooms. I done a lot of Zoom sets during lockdown. So on the first day, we used to have our Release the Rhythm ones. And I actually got to use the mic more during lockdown than I had probably ever done in my whole DJ career. So that was definitely a good thing. It really got me used to my own voice because I hated the sound of my own voice. So yeah, that was really a good thing that happened in lockdown. Also, there was a little girl that I used to see. She was always with her mum, and she was there always representing with her flag and doing her dancing, and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's so cute. And then obviously when she came on the screen, I'd always like big her up, and she used to get really happy. And then obviously after seeing her a couple of times, there was one set that I did, and her mum must have messaged in the chat to say, Hyperspice, my daughter is in love with you, she's asking for you, she's drawn you a picture. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she was like, oh, I'll have to get someone to send it to you on Instagram. And the little girl was 4 years old, and apparently she obviously, like me and her mum are really good friends. And she apparently said to her mum, Mummy, who's that lady? She has beautiful hair and she's really pretty. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then, finally after all these months, I got to meet her. And so now I'm her best friend. So she's like my little adopted daughter now. And her mum is like one of my good friends. So that was really, really nice. And then another memorable moment was last year when I played at Strawberries and Cream. That was actually my first time, second time playing at a festival. And what was I going to say? Yeah, I played the last set on one of the stages. But by the time I played the last set, there was one of the main acts on the main stage. So a lot of people had kind of left, but there were still some people there. So, I was there doing my thing. But obviously, because it's a festival, even though our stage was kind of the carnival stage, I started off with soca, and then, you just kind of reading the crowd. They're not really loving it as much anymore. So I switched to garage. And then at the end of it, there was a woman, well, a young lady. She came up to me and basically wanted my autograph because she said that my set was banging and I inspired her to start DJing properly. And I basically I signed my autograph on her t-shirt. So I didn't even have an autograph. So I just done something. But yeah, that was definitely a memorable moment for me. And then one that probably wasn't so memorable, as I said before, don't judge, yeah. Every time, like if I'm playing at somewhere new and different promoters, sometimes I get really nervous and I always need to go to the toilet before I go and play my set. So this time I was really, really nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet, and this instance, it wasn't quick. So I was there for quite a while, and it didn't smell too great. And I heard people like outside like talking and saying, oh my gosh, like what is going, like they were not impressed. And I was like, and the thing is, I couldn't do anything, like, because I had to finish. So basically, I eventually, finished, and
my goodness,
really embarrassing. So I came out, and some people saw me, and I was just hoping that not a lot of people saw me because obviously I was gonna have to go and play, and that was just a really embarrassing moment.
The disrespect.
You know?
Oh, you know what? I forgot something. I forgot something.
Based on what you said.
Oh,
sorry. To ask a question. Based on what you said, and a lot of people are scared as a female to hold the mic. Now, everyone knows, titled me as an MC for Double Trouble Twin Production and a couple of other DJs. Is there any other DJ on here that's kind of scared to touch the mic? I'm actually very intrigued because I get that question all the time. I'm not trying to take over, but I'm just very intrigued to know.
That's fine. Wait, hold that thought. Mecca, was you just gonna quickly say something and then we'll go back to that? Mecca?
Sorry. No, what I was saying, I forgot. I met synchronella too. I was just reminded. We actually ended up in a hotel next to each other. Her and her hubby. Yeah, it was you and your hubby, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know you guys." Yeah, so I ended up like being very.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, we met. We were at the hotels next to each other in London.
Oh right, okay. And your host was born in
Remember? And I was like, "Hey, you're my Facebook friend."
Ah, Facebook friend.
Yes. See, I knew Drea already. Drea came and played on my station with the Carnival one time, so I met Drea a couple years. I think before that, because Drea, you came on my radio station and you did a little set like just as a guest DJ. We were outside of the Juve.
Yeah.
So I there. Then I met Synchronella, 20, and Hyperspice all during Notting Hill Carnival.
You can't remember your truck was right behind mine in Notting Hill Carnival. I was in Invaders.
Yeah, it was. But I met you before that. You played a little set on my radio station here.
Not when we were in London though.
No, I mean in Miami. You came to Miami. It was a couple years back. You came to Miami and you did a set on when we were 103.9 FM.
All right.
You were right outside of the Juve. We had a tent up outside of the Juve.
The tent, right.
Yeah, that was when I first met you. You were playing on my radio station.
All right, girls, just gonna bring it back to the question.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's cool. Do you know what? With the whole mic thing, I'm gonna answer first. I hated the mic when I started DJing. I wasn't thinking about micing at all. I hated the sound of my voice recorded, so I wasn't interested in being a mic. I just wanted to DJ. And as Release the Rhythm, it's now a brand, but at the time it was the event, the name of the event. So it was every week, and we had like one main mic person, which was Mr. Hardwine, and he used to mic most of the time, and obviously he wanted a break sometimes. So he would kind of like ask me, can I try micing or whatever, and I really didn't want to. Then I kind of tried, and I just hated it. Like I didn't know what to say. I think I wasn't saying things at the right point, and I just didn't like it. And so, I didn't want to do it anymore. And I actually ended up falling out with him because of it, because he thought I was being selfish, and I understood, but I didn't want to be forced into something I didn't want to do. So we fell out for a while, and I just didn't do it. I did not mic. I hated it. Then I went on radio, and I was like, oh mate, I have to mic now. But radio is slightly different because obviously you don't really have an audience, so you can kind of get away with talking how you kind of want to talk. So that was kind of fine. But then out playing out, I still wouldn't mic.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take over the interview. Continue. I just wanted to know another insight because
and I think, to be honest, it was only later on when I played at Tracks and Records as resident that it basically forced me, because it was just me and my other friend DJ Bliss, and certain times obviously it was unfair for him to mic for the whole night, and then certain times he wasn't even there for like half the set, so I would have to mic, and I basically kind of got used to it there, and then lockdown. So I'm more used to my voice now. I'm not as scared of my voice as I used to be. So I think it's important that us females try to start miking more often.
Please.
Not
Can I
just
jump in there? Sorry.
yeah.
I don't want to know like the question. I didn't want to like the question, but I just wanted to know. But yeah, go ahead.
Now, even for me, like I hate miking. Like I've got my friend that does it. I'm just like, big up TFR. I'm always like, listen, like someone wants me to DJ, please. Like, I need you to mic for me, and he hypes me up anyway. So I feel like it helps me to DJ better. But then it's like people will say that I've got the radio voice, but I don't necessarily feel like I've got a micing voice. If that makes sense.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
I understand that. I understand that completely.
Because the mic
is
for me,
yeah.
like, Twin does radio. She does it all: radio, trucks, sounds, clubs, etc. So obviously, when I have to fit in the correct moment, it wouldn't be on things like that. So when I take over and perform as a part of Double Trouble, it's a different format. And a lot of people look at me and go, "How do you do that?" I'm not going to give the slogan that I say, but okay, the slogan is, you know, chat, chat crap and get paid. But I do it in a way, as in not in a rude way.
What? Wait, what?
Chat crap and get paid. But as I said, bear in mind, as in the saying of, it's not rubbish. You're talking, but say if I'm talking to you as a brethren and flowing in conversation. Try if you know the lyrics to a song, you're flowing in the lyrics. If you know the feeling of the song that you're in the genre, then you're feeling the song. So why can't you do that when you mic? So once I give the explanation, then it makes sense. But then everyone's like, okay, no one does it. I don't want to go over the topic. It was just a question.
No, it's cool because I wanted to come on to that anyway. Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Sorry, you go first.
No, just saying with the mic thing. Like Hype Spice, I don't like the sound of my voice at all. But I have a thing called rum confidence. I don't know if anybody knows when they have a few and then their mouth just gets chatty and then people are
I know
like,
all about that, mate. I know all about that.
Is that you? You're just thinking, is that me? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me. But props to you though, because I can't. Yeah, I don't like to mic. No.
Yeah, I definitely got the rum confidence, but I got used to when I first started, I would not touch the mic. I was scared of it. I was afraid I would say something stupid, but then I got more comfortable with it. Like now, especially me being a radio personality, I'm more comfortable with it. I like to get on the mic and talk ish. Like I just talk to people, call people like, girl in the blue dress, you guy over there, hey boy, you cute. Yeah, I talk to. I get on the mic and talk ish. It's fun to me now, but at first I wouldn't touch it. I was afraid of it.
Yeah. Fiona?
Yeah, similarly, I didn't used to mic at all. And then during lockdown, I started playing on Twitch. And when you're on Twitch, you can't be silent because boring. So you have to kind of mic as well. And that is where I wouldn't really say I had an issue with the sound of my voice, but it was just, I'm not sure who said it, but when I started, I didn't think about micing. I just wanted to DJ. Like it hadn't even really crossed my mind like that.
Yeah.
When I started micing during Twitch, I became more confident, and now I can definitely mic. The only concern that I have is when I'm trying to DJ at the same time and I'm doing a set that requires me to play quickly.
Yeah.
Then I feel like, okay, I'm trying to like juggle, but also speak at the right time as well. And that's when I would say, okay, let me definitely bring someone else in, because what I don't want is for my DJing to kind of suffer because I'm trying to do too much.
Yeah.
But in terms of someone else playing and me kind of jumping on and catching a vibe, I'm happy to do that. I might not be like as good as Twin in that, but Whoa. I'm happy to try. Like, always catch a vibe. I'm gonna try the rum thing though, Remy. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, man, jump on it.
Definitely help. Yeah, that works.
That's imagine I had that call. They're like, hold on, have you had a drink yet? And I'm like, well, sometimes it's traffic and things like that. I was like, no, I haven't even had a water. Like we just got it. So sometimes but 80% of the time I can't even lie to you. There's no rum.
Yeah.
I think Iris likes to see me in full action. But yeah, mad.
Yeah, I definitely need some rums or some gins or some vodka or something, mate. Yeah. Anyway,
Sorry, going back to the topic.
Yes, going back. I can't even remember where we were at now. Did everyone
topic
did we
3.
all answer? I think we all answered
Yes.
that question. Right. So
I was just gonna quickly interject there. I was just gonna say, as you were talking about miking,
yeah.
When I really deep it, I think it's just Giselle, right? Wassy one.
Giselle.
Like,
Yeah.
that's like, I think she's absolutely amazing. I think she could even test some of these like male MCs, because I don't know, I just think she's absolutely amazing with what she does, and I just wanted to just kind of mention her, because when I really think about it, who else is there, or from the soca perspective,
I get all the time,
female wise, anyway?
Yeah, that's what
it's just her.
Like I could jump on what Nai said. Giselle Dewasiwan, she's definitely someone who as we say in the soca scene, opened up the doors for female MCs. You know, she was one out of none. She was the only one, I would say, and traveling the world, internationally known throughout the states, from New York to Florida, you know, and she's actually someone that I idolize as far as on the mic. When I went to Rotterdam, I was obviously booked back. They booked me back for their carnival. And I believe on my second year there, her and I actually played on the same truck. So that was my first encounter with Giselle. And that was with Trini Connections. And, you know, being able to be next to her, I was in the same fright, because every MC or every DJ, before they become that MC, they experience what we have. And that's the jitters. That's the being nervous because you're not comfortable with your voice. You don't like how it sounds. My voice is actually hoarse because I performed yesterday. So I did a Sunday event, and usually what happens to me is my after 2 events, so that's probably like 2.5 hours, my voice is shot, because a lot of my performance, I would say now, I would say 65% miking, you know, engaging the crowd and becoming an entertainer. And again, like Nai said, there really is no other stapled female MC to say, all right, this MC goes around. So I feel like it's open playing field, that everybody that should at least dibble and dabble in it. If you know it's not your thing, which I respect some of the female DJs now stating, you know, it's just not my thing, I just want to juggle, and that's fine. You know, the style.
But we need more people. We need more MCs. We need some new fresh.
I get fresh blood all the time. They're like, all right, you're an MC, calm. You do twin.
Guys, sorry guys. Can you all put yourself on mute again if you're not speaking, just so we can get rid of that feedback? Sorry. Go on. Twin.
Yes, I get it all the time. They're like, raw twin, you've been micing for a little while, you mic for a few people, but who else is there? I say, not being rude, they're like, say we wanted another one, or you know, a female battle or something. Who else can I ask? And I'm not trying to be biased to myself, but I can't say confidently yet, get this female on before she's like, what I don't do it, but at the same time, we're a sound. So if they're looking for someone completely different, I'm trying to figure out who I can make a connection, maybe work with them, because all you female DJs can work together. And I'm sitting there talking to myself, learning my craft.
No, I think it definitely on our scene, you know, there's more that's needed. And I just think that, you know, someone said to me, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I've basically been doing that for the last few years. Certain things that I blatantly would have just said no straight up. I'm blatantly nervous, but I'm just doing it anyway, just to put myself out the box and just do it. Because certain times when you do it, it may not be as bad as you actually think, or you might get used to it quicker than you thought you would. So that's kind of what I've been going for, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Hence why there is some rum involved. But
yeah, I was gonna say, after hearing there was a clip, I think it was a clip I included on Instagram actually, when you was micing, and also the same for you, Lady Drea. I don't know what event it was where you mash it up.
Mine. Oh, the one with the Juve. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my.
and you're micing there as well. But I also know that at I think it was Rotterdam Carnival, you were micing then as well, and I was like, you know what, you're actually really good.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So, ladies, keep it going.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's definitely something that will just elevate us, basically.
Yeah, we need more of it, ladies.
Yeah, I know Fiona. Obviously, you're not on the soca scene, but on your scene, more of the urban scene. Like, is there many females that will hold the mic?
0.
Really?
Wow.
There's one duo that I know, whose names are Dimps Laws.
Dimps Laws, yeah.
And they both DJ and host.
Yeah.
So they will swap. One will DJ and host, and then you might see them an hour later when they swapped, or you might see them the next day, and then the other one's hosting, the other one's DJing. But even then, I think there's one of them that prefers to host and one of them that prefers to DJ. I'm not gonna say who, but yeah. So they're probably the only two that I know that will actively be hosted, be hosted, or that I knew before today. And that's it. Similarly to what Twin was saying, like I was contacted for an event for March this year, and they asked if I could host, and I said yes, even though, you know, feel the fear into it anyway. I said yes anyway, and then they asked me for one more. They were like, "Do you have any other female DJ host or female host that you can call?"
Yeah.
And it was actually the only other two people were the ones that I'd mentioned, and they weren't available. So I was like, no, I literally don't have anyone else that I can call that will jump on the mic who's female. So it's very few and far between. I definitely think that there's.
I think that's what made, it's going to sound weird, but as a DJ, obviously you have to be versatile with music. I think that's what made me versatile with my voice. Because I said, some of you that have heard me, dancehall, soca, R&B, garage, hip hop, especially when you get into the garage, funky, boy, that's a whole lot of talking when them instrumentals are running. Instrumental and then that's running is crazy. But I think it makes you versatile in your person and how you talk and elaborate your words and speak correctly. I see, I'm gonna start messing up now that I'm naturally talking. But I think as a DJ, I don't think you realize as an MC, you have to kind of do the same thing with your voice. So I don't know if that's a training thing for everyone, but hopefully that helped everyone jump on the MC tip. So good luck, though.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
When you guys are playing bashment, do you speak in patois?
Yeah. So
why is that? Why do we feel like we have to speak in patois?
I don't know. Garage.
I can tell you. I can answer that. I can answer that question.
Everyone realizes no matter what genre I do, as I hear the beat, people say I change my voice automatically. It's not just dance or soca. It's bashment. It's funky houses. Apparently, I have like 6 voices.
Glenn, I'm going to tell you why. It's because the music calls for it. Basically, it's like it's almost like a dress code. You don't go to the poolside with a suit on. You go to the poolside with a bathing suit. So the same with the music. And so the analogy is that the music insinuates, all right, when you hear the dance hall, the first thing you think of, jerk chicken, rice and peas, all things that correlate with the genre, and it comes with the patois. Same as when you hear certain socas from different islands, all of a sudden you start to mimic the dialect. It's to really give the influence of this is where this music comes from. So it's almost like an identity code, like that you secretly do. Same as if I'm playing urban music, hip hop, all of a sudden I'm a born American now. You know, I can speak in my American language, but then when it's soca, I'm a full Trini, or I could be, depending on if I'm playing Grenadian music, I's a jab. You know, so all of that it's just you getting into character. So right, any music that's a great thing for an MC as well. It's a gem, I would say, a cheat code.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
any
that's
music?
spoken straight English on a dancehall set, and people looked at you. Is that why you asked that? Or
Say that
No,
again.
because I'll be honest with you, I ain't done a dancehall set yet, so I can't even tell you that has happened. But you know, maybe it's maybe
Just let it happen naturally. It's gonna happen
It'll happen
naturally.
naturally. It will. It will
Yes.
happen naturally.
but when we play like hip hop music, we don't start speaking American.
Mm.
So why is that?
You've got the
I don't-
sound of hip hop. I think.
Because you speak English. That's why it doesn't
I
happen.
know, but we don't start speaking in an American accent. I don't play.
Maybe because you just can't do it.
I the Bayesian thing a few times. It really worked out for me. So the Bayesian soca, I just try and speak in a Caribbean patois. But yeah,
And
I'm
what-
with my Bayesian Grenadians.
This is what I mean. And what about Afro beats? Like, where do we
Oh,
draw
yeah,
the line?
yeah.
Where do we draw the line?
Time. Next question. Next question.
Okay.
There's
All right,
so what you can do, you'll fit in as much as you can to keep, I think, the culture and the genre. But once you can't do, you just got to own up to it and just deliver. I think that's
Okay, fair. That's just I'm taking notes.
No, but it is a good question because you do get at the first you just want to be able to get through a set of speaking and fitting in when you should talk, when you shouldn't talk, etc. Then you learn. It is like DJing. It's then you learn craft of what to say within that genre, and then you learn with that person how it fits in, and then that's when it becomes, I think, a great collaboration. I do DJs I kind of mic for 4 people. I don't host and I don't go out and host yet. My main force for 4 people, so I've had to learn each person how they DJ. Me and Twin is kind of like twin telepathy, as people call it. Not really, we don't have it, but the other 3, I have to remember. Okay, it's not Twin. She's not gonna mix and blend like that. I have to be very careful what I say, and sometimes it's just me covering. So sometimes people like to hear me mic, and they're just running instrumental. I'm thinking, do you want to press play? Like, I can't talk anymore. My lyrics are running out. Please. So I've had that before as well. And then you get the one where the mic, the sound cuts out. See, that there is like you lot's tester when your equipment runs out. So that then I think for an MC is very, very important to hold the crowd and not to say, so what island are you from? Let's represent the islands. Who's from Jamaica? Who's from? That gets boring. You need to think of something. So yeah, I have to do my homework, put it that way.
Oh my gosh. So okay, I know that the time has just gone. I was gonna ask everyone their pet peeves, but I feel like that's gonna run a while. I feel can I
Sorry. Let's see how quickly we can get through it, because I reckon some of you guys will have the same pet peeves.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So I think go through it quickly, and then we'll unpack maybe 1 or 2. The top favorites.
Okay. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Right,
so let's go for it.
All right, I'm gonna go first. So I'm gonna say 3. So the first one being, I feel like certain, which kind of coincides with what Admira said earlier. I feel like certain female DJs will get booked just to play the warm-up set. That's one. Another one is sometimes I feel like when people are congratulating us on a set, they may say things like, oh, you done really well, as opposed to if it was a man, you mashed it up or you killed it or something like that. Like I've had people say like certain comments to me like, oh, well done, or yeah, you done really well. Like they're surprised. So yeah, that's one little thing. And then another one is, you know, when obviously certain people come up to you and they ask for a certain tune, you said, all right, yeah, I'll have a look. And they literally stand there waiting for you to search your library for the tune. Like they're standing right there. I had it. One girl wanted some Bashment tune. I didn't have it. I was searching. She was right there looking, and she was just vexed. And then it kind of makes you feel a bit uncomfortable certain times. We're like, well, oh, I don't have it this time, but I'll have it next time. But obviously, she's not happy. She wanted it right. She wanted it, and Yeah, people do that, you know. If you don't have the one song, they're just vexed. So that's kind of like my thing. So I don't know. I'm gonna go in a round. I'm gonna try and make some notes to see what the common ones was. Fiona, I'm coming to you first.
Pet peeves with DJs is when I see DJs pretending to press buttons.
Oh,
I'm not doing anything. So I thought that you just wanted, you know, so I'm going to give one for the DJs and one for the audience. But when you're just doing, and I know that this is not doing anything, that's a little bit, it's just, it's why are you going to do that? Secondly, if someone requests a song and then they don't dance.
Hey.
Last weekend, I had a guy request a song about 5 times. I played it and then he just looked into my eyes.
Oh, wow. So what's that about?
You're asking me. Those are my pet peeves. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it short.
Mecca and then Remy.
All right. So train spotting, when somebody's sitting over your shoulder, like another DJ, if you play something and another DJ like it, they come in, they look over like that, they look over your shoulder. I had one DJ, he literally came and put his camera in front of my laptop and took a picture of the song I was playing. That does annoy me. Number 2 is when people copy my set, because I spend a lot of time putting my sets together because I want to be unique to me, and then I hear somebody try to do my same set. That does annoy me too. And I think my number 1 top pet peeve is bad mind, because a lot of times in this industry, when they see a woman doing too good, you get haters and people try to they badmouth you. They try to ruin your name, ruin your reputation. The main way to ruin a woman's reputation is to make her like a whore. So I get accused of sleeping with this DJ and that DJ, and I be hearing stuff about myself, and I'm like, when did I do that? So it's just like when people see you doing too well, they start to badmind you, and the jealousy, they try to bring you down and stop what you got going on. And unfortunately, because nobody knows me like that in my business, and I don't put my business out there, people make up things about me. And I hate being lied on. So I think that my biggest pet peeve is bad mind. Like, leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Let me climb. I got enough obstacles. I don't need nobody trying to ruin my reputation and make me look like something that I'm not. And that's probably my biggest pet peeve is bad mind.
Cool. All right. Remy? Remedy?
I'll say, well, one of them is when, I don't know if it's ever happened to anyone, but I was DJing once, and then like the other DJ or promoter, whoever, sound engineer, it's like he was telling me what to do, and I was like, okay, I know what to do. I do know how to DJ. Oh, okay. And then he was like, oh yeah, you could play that song next, or yeah, you should play that song after that. I was like, no, I know what I'm doing. I didn't even ask you for any help. You just come over, seen I'm a woman, and thought, okay, yeah, you need help. And that's one of my pet peeves. Well, one of the biggest ones is I didn't ask you for any help. I know you're trying to mean well, but you wouldn't do that if another male DJ was there. You just let them do their thing, but you think because I'm a woman, I'm going to need the help, which I don't. Another one is when people, they tend to gaslight you. Yeah, you're a wicked DJ. Yeah, I'm going to put you on the next bill. Yeah. And then they don't follow up with their actions. It can be a bit disheartening. As Lady Drea said, obviously, you have to be patient and wait for your time. But when you hear that so many times, it was very disheartening, and it actually made me think if I really wanted to continue being a DJ, because, you know, how long is too long to wait for your time? And then, yeah, look what DJ Mecca Rose said. When somebody asks you to play a song and you play it and they don't dance, Fiona Hall said that, and they don't dance, it's like, why did you ask me to play the song in the first place? You're just wasting everybody's time. Yeah, those are my top 3 pet peeves.
All right. Absudini and then DJ Synchronella.
So for me, again, because I haven't been doing it that long, it's kind of difficult to think of any. But I would say one of them is like, say if a guy tries to kind of use the fact that you DJ to try and move to you or whatever, I kind of hate that. Like, take it, like, for example, let's say if a guy's like, oh, would you ever come out to this country or this area to play a set? So obviously you're thinking, well, yeah, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I've had this before, and then it's like, okay, cool, let me take your number. So I'm thinking, okay, this is serious, this is cool, okay. And then it's like, oh, so are you single? And it's like, but what does that have to do with that's got nothing to do with, like, can we get back to the conversation? Like
the booking. Let's get back to the booking.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So yeah. that's something that I haven't experienced it that often, but I kind of, that really pissed me off when that happened, because I was like, okay, I gave you my number to have a serious conversation and you're just taking it somewhere else. And now I have to be rude and ignore you anytime you message me. So yeah, but okay. Trying to think what else.
How many times has that happened, out of interest?
Once. Only one. Twice. Slightly different situation, but another time I was thinking, like, why would you sit, like, this doesn't seem like you're saying it because it's genuine. It just sounds like you're just trying to use the fact that I now DJ to make conversation. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a DJ, as everyone knows. I'm not a DJ, but I've had that even just with what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely, that resonates with me 100%. It's just bloody cheeky.
I hate that. And then I think another pet peeve, again, I haven't had it often, and I'm hoping someone else in this group has had this and it's not just a me problem, but and it might not even just be as a pet peeve just for a female DJ, this might just be in general, but when it comes to getting dubs from artists and they try and just drag it out, I don't know if anyone else has had that. It's just a me problem, right?
To be honest, I don't have many dubs myself, so I can't.
Okay. Maybe it might just be.
I can't say that I have really, but I feel that might be something that
Yeah, I've had that problem, but not for dubs though. Just for like what's it called? Like shout outs. For mixes that Carnival Slaves is working on and stuff like that, where I've like reached out to loads of artists and sort of asked the question, and they're like, yeah, I'll try and give you something when I go to the studio, and then it just never happens. So that's an ongoing problem.
Mm-hmm.
But funny enough, I remember when it was the very first Carnival Slayers mix that we put out, I did reach out to a lot of artists in the UK, a few actually, and a lot of them just ignored me. I think I only had about 3 responses.
Oh no.
You see?
Yeah.
I used to get
UK acts, you know.
And the thing is, dubs thing, this is dubs that are paid for and not paid for, where it gets longed out, and it just makes me wonder: is it just because I'm a female? Like, I don't know. I don't think male DJs. I'm assuming they don't go through this. I don't know, but is it just me?
No, I know some male. I know some guys, promoters or like DJs, straight DJs that have gone through the same thing. Artists can be long with regards to that. I think that's just a general thing. But from a UK perspective, I have reached out in the past, like a few UK artists, male and female, and I didn't even get a response back. And I also did ask, how much would it cost? You know, is there a charge? Because I don't know how these things work. Everyone's different, and it was hard to even just get anything from people. It's not just a you thing, my dear.
So that's definitely a pet peeve of mine.
Cool. All right. Synchronella, did we come to you? You haven't come to you yet. You right? I can't hear you. No.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, so I need the mic again. Oh man. Okay. The things that I don't like, pet peeves, things that I hate. I tell you what I hate. Well, I've come across. Tell you what I blasted hate. What I hate is when you're playing out, and similar to, can't remember who said it. I think it was, I don't know, but the promoter or somebody else is trying to tell you what to play, and it's like, no, but they always tell you an obvious tune to play. It's like the 5 DJs before just played that same tune. It's like there's no need for that now. You know what I mean? So then the kind of side eyeing you as if to say, why are you not playing the Palance again? And I'm like, no, I'm not playing it again, kind of thing. You know, and it's like, no. So that's what I don't like when they try and tell you what to play, how to mix, kind of thing. And another thing I hate is when they say it, you can't mix that with that. Oh, I've had that. You can't mix that with that. And I'm like,
really?
Oh yeah, you can't mix that with that. So crossing genres is the example. I've had that so many times. So annoying. So what do? I just do it.
Of course.
And then the side eyeing begins, you know, they're on the side there looking and screenshotting and asking you where you get that tune from. And I was like, but hold up, you didn't even like that genre.
And the most unruly award goes
It's so
to
annoying.
Synchronella.
It's just so annoying. So I just don't like it. So if you book somebody to play something, yeah, let them play what they're playing, because obviously you've preed them, you've watched them, so you know how they're playing. So how very dare you, right?
How very dare
hire
you?
them, and then you're still telling them what to play in the ears, in the fet. No, I don't hold my mouth. So that's what I don't like. And another thing I don't like is when you're being someone's hard cheerleading, yeah. So you're you're bigging someone up, man. You're like, yeah, this person, blah, blah, blah. And then you're just not really getting clapped back. And then the question comes, oh, what's happened to you? I've not seen you for a long time. What going on? I'm like, nah,
really?
I'm not even putting you on a pedestal anymore, because I've been doing that for too long. So that's why I don't like. Those are the things I don't like. I just don't fucking like it. And that's it.
All right. No,
if you book somebody to play something and you know they do this and they play that and the main mix that with that, let them do it, because the crowd might actually like it. You know what I mean? Sometimes the crowd likes a surprise. You know what I mean? It's nice to hear a surprise, not the same 10 frigging tunes. Yeah,
of course.
And then someone else comes on and plays the thing again. It's like, yeah, why not mix it with a little Latin house? It actually sounds pretty nasty, I think, anyway. But when I play it, the crowd goes crazy. So you know what I mean? Whether I'm out or if I'm on a live, I just go off the crowd. It's like performing, because I've done theatre. Yeah. So you got to be able to kind of freestyle in the same sense. So you're playing, and then you're thinking, oh, I'm feeling like the crowd is kind of dying a little bit. They're not really dancing too much. I don't know. Maybe they're too tired. I don't know. Let me try and switch it for maybe 2 tunes or whatever kind of thing. Yeah. Kind of freestyle. If you're on stage or whatever and the music cuts, you still got to perform. You know what I mean? So that's how I analyze it. It makes sense to me. You know, I'm not just gonna put on. I'm just gonna put on the obvious tune again just because everybody knows it. It's like sometimes it's nice for the surprise, because then they're like, "Wow, what was that beat you put on Bungie? What was that? Did it?" And I'm like, "Oh, you like it? Yeah. It's tribal Afro house. It's not Afro house. It's Afro tech. You know what I mean?" So
that's
give the people the surprise, man. You never know.
Nah, of course, man. Listen, it's not about being one dead boring DJ.
Absolutely not.
You gotta spice it up, mate. You have to spice it up. Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Double trouble. And then Lady Jail.
Pet peeves. I think the pet peeves, especially because me and Twin look younger than we are. Please don't ask what our age is.
Come on. We know you're 72, really.
Yeah, I'm almost 30, put it that way. So very close to it. So it's when I go to somewhere and they look at me now. Say for instance, like I said, I can play most genres, if not all. And maybe I'll go to a big people dance, as they call it, and I start licking down some tunes that people ain't heard in a very long time, like Elton, like Freddie McGregor, like I don't even know anybody. I can't even think Shaka Khan. It just depends on the night, to be fair. And they're looking at me like, how do you know them tunes? Yeah. It's not even about that. At the end of the day, I'm coming to represent what you need as a customer, not what I want to hear. Because I already came in my car, blazing up Bashment Dance or whatever, to please myself in my journey. I didn't then come to, if I wanted to listen to Shaka Khan, I would have put that on. So it's not about me. It's about who I've been booked for. I think another peeve as well is that I spoke to Twin about the other day. I think when she first started, like I said, I was her biggest critic before we joined as Double Trouble. I'll never forget a DJ said to her, "What? So you're 20?" Because she obviously is no ladies, no female, no nothing in front of her name. So I said to her, like, no, you're coming for my sister. Like, it's not even coming for a DJ. You're coming for my sister. I can hear the attitude you're bringing.
So I stopped before she even opened her mouth, but she was very nervous. So I am the talkative one. I said to them, all right, you got listen, 3 songs. If you don't like her, kick her off. She looked at me like, you what? I said, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry. This time, I think I went above and beyond over her. I think I was a bit cocky for her, but I knew my sister's talent at that time. Do you know what I mean? 2 songs in, that was it. No more had to be said. I think that was another thing that helped her go. So I think that's a pet peeve. You look at her or look at us straight away, and straight away is the issue. And then I think, I don't know, for me, they call us sometimes a triple threat. So they've seen us dance, they've seen us mic, and then they've seen us DJ. Some people try to say, oh, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
I finished my set, completely finished our set. She's finished DJing, I finished micing. I get a drink at the bar, 20 minutes or half an hour later, the next DJ's on, he's flinging on tunes. What's that got to do with anybody else out there? I can fling a shoulder and bust a waistline at the same time. Sorry,
What are you supposed to do? Just stand there and stand still in a dance? Like, what
I have no idea, because I can do waistline. I'm half Jamaican, half St. Lucian. So, my footwork's apparently there, and my waistline apparently there. I don't post about it. I've been told, so you can't cuss me for it. It's big up my parents, I guess.
And I think another pet peeve that I also have as a DJ is just, I don't like when people overtake their time, like as in set times. If your time is from 1 till 2, then your time is from 1 till 2. It is not because you're looking at me and I'm sitting. And the thing is, I had it with a big, well-known DJ.
Yeah.
I got booked in Faro, so Portugal, and a big, well-known DJ literally overplayed for 45 minutes. And that's not even audacity. They got vexed with me because I started packing up to leave.
Hey!
No, before that, she loaded up a song
and he was teething the song. Every time I was loading something, he was teething
the song.
So that was
then she started
packing
up. And then she started packing up and he's like, yo,
That
on the
was
mic.
3.
On the mic, he's like, yo. So what?
Oh my gosh!
And to give it the fact that this DJ he's quite well known in the scene. Very well known. I think even the people in America will know him. And it's the fact that I've given him a particular genre that he doesn't know very well. So on top of him knowing who I am, we have phone conversations as in music wise. And then for him to see me and then try and disrespect like that with me, to me, silence is also a big form of communication. So I didn't say nothing. I just lowered my laptop, put my stuff in my bag, and was about to walk out. And it's only then the manager decided to stop me and message me and be like, I'm coming down, I'm coming to sort this out. And I said, at the end of the day, you're our manager right now in this set. Not him, not anybody else, regardless if it's his prime time day or he's showcasing the time. So yeah, that's a very much of my pet peeve is if you know you've got a time, okay, 1, 2, when you're checking the person saying, are you ready? Can I play one more? Cool. But don't overstep where I'm standing there. You know I'm ready. You ask me, are you ready? But then you're going to play another 5 songs. Then don't bother ask me. Don't bother ask me. It doesn't make sense.
Can I just interject as well? On the flip side, when say like you're doing your set, and like the crowd are getting on, everyone's enjoying your set, and then the next you'll be like, oh yeah, time to come off, it's my turn. You're like, well, hold on a minute. I was supposed to play like 1 till 2, and it's only 1:30. You're telling me to come off because the crowd is lively, and you want to now come on and take the limelight. Like,
I think
it works both ways, which is really
that's
bad.
the famous one. That's the famous one.
I think that's when I call them the top 10 DJs, and I put
they just want to get in on the hype.
Yeah. I think that's where
you've already done the graft and the hard work, and then they just want to come in and blaze it up because everyone's all hype already.
Exactly. And I think I've taken the mic at that point, and I've never been rude on a mic, hands to heart. Never been rude on a mic, but I know again how to use my words. And if Twin drops a song, and we talk the song, I make you understand the lyrics in every language going that I can talk.
It becomes
serious.
There's a lot of songs that you can diss someone with without actually saying nothing. Again, women are very smart, and you work it to your advantage.
And we've been doing it from day dot, as my mom says, from birth. So
as a twin, you're crafted in that area very well. So
I think that guys only do that to women, though.
No.
Well, I've been in the exact same position where someone's like, you're there, you're ready, you're set up, and he's like pretending like he didn't see you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 songs, 3 songs, 4 songs. Like eventually, I got to tap your shoulder in it. Like,
Yeah.
Last one, last one. No 2, no 3.
Exactly.
But I don't think, in my personal circumstances anyway, if the guys that have behaved in that way, I know that they wouldn't do it if I was a guy. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
They just think you're a woman and you're coming up, and they think that they can just
I agree with you.
45 minutes.
All 100.
Yeah,
they won't do it to the men because
and the reason why they said that is because they said that it's their night. Like they've got the flyer was actually for their name because again they were quite a known DJ. But then what I said was you should have known as the manager or the promoter, you taking us all out there, was to set your DJing slot correctly.
Okay, sort out your DJ slot. Don't stay away for all night.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been. That shouldn't have been my problem to then do him when I'm supposed to be after him. But either way, like a lot of you guys did say, it did switch to the point where I played a completely different genre to what I was supposed to play and teared up the night because I read the crowd. I heard and saw what was playing, and you had 2 different levels as well. It was crazy. So Twin was down here, and I think there was a platform just above her. This platform was quite thick, so I had to jump up on the platform. So that already alone was a spotlight on my face. Twin was playing. I think I done a mad intro on The Voice. I told her don't even play our intro. I think I done a mad intro on The Voice. And I said anybody that's still respectful in this place, Sunday as well, they all flowed. Everyone respectful. Loves Father God and loves how to and then they just let go. I think that was it. I think that's the only part I did Mike. So it was pet peeves are not don't do it. I'll leave it to Lady Drea now for her pet peeves.
You know what? I feel like everyone touched a pet peeve that I've experienced, and I have a lot. I think top 3 is not enough, especially as females. We endure way too much. We endure the DJ overtaking the set and too many songs over. And I'm sure, as what a lot of the other females said, if it was a guy, they probably wouldn't have done it so much. Maybe being a veteran says a lot, so maybe the veteran might do it to the younger, newer DJ.
Yes.
And even then again, I feel like it's still shy and slim of the chances that they're gonna do it to a female. I'll give you guys some gems. You walk around with guys, so now I have my team that's always there. Walk around with really big guys. Trust me, that might simmer down just a little bit. I have my boys, they carry my book bag, they set it up. Guess what? They move the guys out the way, and guess what? They still don't tell them anything. They're not even a DJ, and they don't tell them anything. The fact that they're a male counterpart and they feel like, okay, they can be matched, they're going to kind of sit back. So ladies, I agree. If you got to get a little snobby sometimes, tap them on the shoulder, so be it. Because you're gonna get that a lot, and it's not gonna stop. The requests and standing there, God knows we dislike that very much. Another one, you do what the you remember the EDM meme that went crazy? The guy's like telling the girl no in front of his laptop, and like, or sometimes you just say yeah. My trick is I say yeah. Hopefully they walk away and then it never happens. And by that time they realize I didn't play it. The next DJ would already be there and I'm scot-free. Another pet peeves, I would say, going places and just playing on terrible equipment. I hate that. It interferes with the performance. It interferes with the whole aura. But again, these are all scenarios you're going to have to learn to adapt with, because you're going to go someplace, the box may not work. You might have to play internal. All of these things, just always be ready. A few more pet peeves. I feel like we can go on for days. I don't like when the promoters hit me up and then before they ask for my price, they're asking for my marital status. I dislike that because that has nothing to do with my booking price. Then I just
that first.
They're asking that, of course. No, well, not first, because they know I probably may not talk to them if they ask that first. So they're gonna say, "Are you willing? I do parties in Atlanta. I do parties here. Can we exchange contact?" That's the way to get the contact.
Mm.
And then before you know it, it's like all going downhill. I hate when they negotiate my price and try to lowball me because they think I'm not you are worth what you're worth. I'm not telling you to put a price on you. You can put your own price on what you believe your talent is worth, and I know I do. And just stick to it. The right person will bite at the right time, you know. And I see a lot of DJs do sell themselves short. Yes, there's a time in the beginning stage where you know you have to take certain losses for opportunities. Even in today's age, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, there's DJs all over the world that takes a pay cut for an opportunity that they see will help benefit their career. And I don't knock anyone, but you see when every event is a 50% off, what it does, it disables all the DJs around you. So now when you want to call a certain price, the DJ is now bargaining with you that someone probably with the more experience or the same experience is offering half of what you desire. So that's another pet peeve. Other DJs not knowing their worth and asking for what DJs should get. You know, there's a standard. And I think we need to start living up to these standards. What's another one? Somebody said a really good one. I think it was Remy, the DJ coming and now dictating your entire set, like
Right.
DJ.
No manners.
So understand, yeah, like you see, and I can DJ again. It's just an inferior thing, but all I'm here is to empower you guys just to stand strong, because when you stand strong, chances are they don't like to mess with you. But what I would end saying is that can also be a downfall for us, because guess what? I'm giving us the insight of what promoters or people higher than us may say is that, you know, they don't like to deal with the female groups because one, they have too much attitudes. They're too moody. Oh, they're female, so they're gonna speak up when things don't go right. A lot of the time, guys don't really care, and that's where a lot of our issues come to play. A lot of the male DJs, they don't really try to fix anything they've been in, so they'll deal with the quote unquote the terrible DJ situations where the equipment don't work. Their friends offer them drinks, so now we just got to take the drinks and things that's appropriate for payment. You know, it's all of the bad habits. And now when we speak up, oh, the girls, they talk too much, they complain too much, they want too much. So always remember, as a business, you know what battles to choose and you weigh it. You're the only one that could be your brand. So, and I chose to be my brand, and if that means to be strong and confident to a point where years promoters were branding me as cocky. And that's because I was standing up to the veteran DJs, knowing that I can play just as good as them. Or I would question them, why are you not giving me the prime time slot? Because I'm just as good as them. And sometimes, just like my twins did, you know, sometimes you can be in a position where you don't have to get haughty or nasty, but you got to take that step and put someone in their place. Like, look, give me 3 songs. If you're not happy, I can leave. And that's a very bold move. I've been in positions where I've made very bold moves, but again, the performance speaks for itself. So that you just have to make sure your performance is always on point, where they don't have to question your ability. And if it means 3 songs and, you know, the person to the left of you and right of you is moving, then, you know, silence is the best response.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to say much. Silence can be it. But other than the pet peeves, I feel like Hyper Spice, I want to be a little bit I'm a devil's advocate.
Yes.
How I feel like we touch so much great information that I want us to kind of get in a space where we question and we find out a solution on how do we get our female DJs to be bigger, you know? And all of this can be a topic of marketing, but the whole fact is there are many of us that's growing. We need to find out how do we get all of these females to get noticed or get put on the same pedestal that the male DJs are on. Because I've encountered some female DJs that are even better than the men, and they still won't get the recognition. They still won't get the playtime. And every day, this is still my fight as a DJ. So I feel like I'm always down for something of this platform. I thank you for giving me the platform, helping me be a part of it. You know, that I can share with you ladies, and you ladies can share with me, and we can share with the world the truth behind what it really takes to be a female DJ, because they think it's all a glamorous life and just fun and being sexy and fetting whole day.
It is absolutely not.
But
It is-
like what you said some really good stuff there. I mean, all of us, I mean, you know, there's so much to talk about. But your last thing that you said about how females can become bigger, there's definitely, I know Nai wants to come in on this one quickly because she's definitely got a point on that. One thing I'm gonna say, it is definitely putting yourself out there, but I'm gonna leave that to Nai. But also, I feel like the mic thing is a big thing, and as much as everyone, we all don't like the sound of our voice, but we have to feel the fear and do it anyway. And certain times you're going to be put in situations where you have to do it. And it's in the long run, it's just gonna elevate you. I'm not saying that, I'm great, because I'm still learning. However, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be back then.
Yeah, it's good, it's cute.
It will take us to the next level, where that's something us females are lacking, and that's something that one thing that we need to step up on. And that's one thing that will help. And I'm gonna hand you over to Nai now, because she wants to say something.
I almost feel like this is a Jerry Springer moment, at the last part of the show where he gives his thoughts. I feel like that's almost what it is. I was just gonna say, one of my pet peeves when it comes to comparisons with female DJs versus male DJs is that you guys do not promote yourself enough. I think the promotion from female DJs is really poor, extremely poor. It needs to be better, ladies. And I'm talking to you lot as well. You lot need to promote yourselves way better than you do.
I'm flinging myself up, boy.
You need to be everywhere. I need to be seeing you lot in my feed on the gram, yeah? Like, give it to them, yeah?
Give it to them.
Right? I'm talking, you lot need to be doing mixes, yeah? Like, plug them out. You seen DJ Joe, very active male DJ on the scene. Very good DJ, very talented guy, right? Look at what he's doing. Look how he's marketing himself. You know what I mean? Like, DJ mixes. That's number one. That should be your go-to, ladies. Yeah.
Some gems, ladies. These are gems.
Yeah. Do it Instagram live. Promote yourself. Talk. I'm not even just talking from okay, you're doing a mix. I mean, playing a mix or whatever, like what Abs is doing at the moment. I'm not even just talking about just the music. Let people get to know your personality. Do an IG live. Have a chit chat. Talk to your fans. Talk to your fan base. Let people see you. Relevance is key. I think, and also someone I do admire and I do see what she's doing as well is DJ Anna. You guys been on her YouTube?
Yeah, Anna's YouTube is dope.
Right. Look at what she's doing. Look at, like, she's got videos with her mixes and stuff like that. Like, come on, ladies, be creative. Use all platforms. You guys, like, some of you lot, do any of you lot even have Twitch? Are you guys on Twitch?
Yeah, of course. Twitch.
Be active. It's not just Facebook.
The new wave. Get a TikTok.
Get on TikTok. TikTok is the thing right now, right? Get your personalities out there, ladies. Get more presence. We need to see more of you, because then the more we see of you, guess what happens next? You get bookings, possibly.
It's not even just. It's not even just getting bookings. It's the whole thing with the, you know, what I said before, what Myra said, what we've mentioned, you know, playing certain sets. You know, I do think that some promoters will book you kind of like because they need a warm-up set. So, you know, they got a female, they can do the warm-up set, and then, you know, the bigger DJs or what they think are the bigger DJs come in later. But what wait, let me finish. However, you know, again, like what Nye said, we don't promote ourselves as much as the guys. I'm not saying all of us, but on the whole, you know, we're not. I think generally we're kind of not as bossy. And yeah, we don't put ourselves out there as much. And so again, if people don't see you all the time, you know, they're not gonna remember you, or they're not gonna remember. So it is key to be out there. It is key to be relevant, and I believe that will probably go some way as to certain promoters not booking you for a warm-up set.
You know, I don't think. Well, okay. See, I have some pretty good mixes. I have some good mixes out, right? But my mixes have never gotten me bookings. It's always me booking that's got me more bookings. People see me perform and like, hey, I like how you play. I want to put you on this. So I have a SoundCloud. I have mixes. I'm on IG. I do the reels. Sometimes I have a TikTok account, but I don't use it because it's like, to me, it's the kids. Like, so my daughter does TikTok, so I kind of like, I'm trying to make myself do it. So I'm trying to get into that because I'm hearing that it's good for, you know, exposure, whatever. So I'm trying to get into that. But I am present on social media, and those things have not gotten me bookings. It's people seeing me out playing has been getting me bookings. I mean, for me personally. So I mean, check out my IG. I got some dope stuff on there. But and my SoundCloud. But yeah, that's it's always me getting bookings has led to other bookings for me. I don't know.
What it is, what I'm trying to say is make yourself a trend. So any trend that's like blown up is because you follow a trend, and that trend because of a trend, because of consistency. So I think it's what Nine's trying to say in kind of like 2022 terms is you make yourself that trend. TikTok is the biggest now platform, trend platform because of the pandemic. So what are we trying to do that's next? So even if it is, like she said, mixes stuff like that, it might not be mixes anymore. That might have been kind of gone. It might be TikTok. It might just be videoing everywhere you are every minute. But be careful because obviously people are around it. You don't want to know your details. But I think it's just hitting the trend and being the trend, not just being the trend.
It's being consistent as well, and always being out there. Like you said, you've got to be on your feet at like someone for me to remember somebody or know that they're bombarding my page because I'm seeing them literally every day or every other day. I think, and sometimes I'm just like, Jesus, they're on my page again. But I start remembering their content because they're on my page again. So I think it is about consistency and all of us coming together and even posting each other. Even if we make another page of posting our work constantly. So if Mecca put out a mix, I could then say, you know what, I've got in a separate page that's plug in Mecca or plug in Fiona or plug in Drea. Just so we're always on people's feeds regardless. And we could all maybe have an account or something like that, and we're always flooding it.
Yeah. So we all know, for example, like Fiona said, if she doesn't know an MC, who's ready, who's up next? Like, we've got a chat like that. Some guys were on it, and they're like, "Hey, I can't do a booking tonight. Who can cover me? Who's on it?" And if the chat's constantly running, sometimes you got to make sure you look off your phone because it's running. But I think that's what it is. Make your own trend.
Yeah, no, definitely. And obviously, Fiona, you're not really, as I said before, you're on like a different scene. Do the females, on your scene, are they going hard with their promotion? Yourself?
Not yourself. Well, for me personally, this is I feel like this always comes up in conversation, but I find that when things are happening in my personal life, sometimes it affects my consistency. And that's something that I'm consciously working on. So I've had like things that have happened within my family that have been like really challenging. And then if something is happening I don't feel like posting. I'm not going to post on Instagram. I'm not going to be making a mix because I'm trying to focus on, you know, overcoming whatever's happening at that time. And I guess over the last few years, there's been a few challenging things. So it has definitely affected my consistency. But I've accepted now that regardless of whether or not this thing's happening with me personally, this is a business. My brand is my business. So if I had a shop and things were happening with me personally, I wouldn't just close the shop. I would have to find someone to run the shop whilst I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with. So if that means that I have to find someone to post for me or do whatever to keep things ticking along, then that's kind of where I'm at now. So in terms of, that's for me personally, I'm very focused at the moment on building that consistency and maintaining it. That's crucial. Other females on the scene, there's another girl that I work really, really closely with, and she really struggles with social media. She's so talented, but she just doesn't really care for it. She knows that it's important. We all know that it's important, but she doesn't do as much with it as she could. I find that there are some women in the industry or girls who make a lot of effort, and I think it shows in terms of how it impacts their bookings and their opportunities and stuff. We all know that consistency is key and your hard work pays off in it. You get out what you put in. So I think that there are some women who really do go for it, and there are others who are probably a bit closer to me or in certain scenes that don't really make that much effort. So what Nai said about the like doing a live, for example, it's not a bad shout, or just constantly being like Twin was saying, like if this person's on your feed like every other day, you're not going to forget that they're DJing, that they're talented or whatever, as long as their content is kind of consistent with what they're trying to achieve. I was having a conversation with my friend a few months ago, and he basically said to me, he was like, what are you trying to get out of, you know, being in the entertainment industry? And like I said, I'm a DJ, I'm doing presenting as well, hosting, etc. And he was like, well, your Instagram is basically your advert. So does your Instagram tell people that you want to do A, B, and C? Does it tell people that you want to do presenting? Does it tell people that you want to? Because at the moment, we can just see a DJ who takes nice pictures. So do you get what I'm saying? He's like, you have to kind of treat it as a space, because that's where everyone's going immediately. If not your website, they're going to your Instagram. So are you putting out there what you're trying to get back?
People say make your social media your CV. So if you wouldn't apply for a job like that, why are you applying your social medias like that? So I've heard that someone say that to me a couple of years ago.
100%.
I check it apply to what it said. So yeah, Fiona, big up that one. So
100%. So yeah, I think it's a mix. It's a complete mix, but definitely, I think we need to push ourselves. I think that it is, in some respects, we're definitely not as boasty as the guys a lot of the time. Occasionally, you might have to bring it out, like you said. If you're like Drea was saying, that she'll go there and be like, I'm just as good as him, so give me the set.
Yeah, well,
so occasionally it has to come out, but generally we might be a bit more chilled.
Yeah, I mean, in our defense, I would say that, you know, women are more emotional. We have more feelings. So certain things will probably affect us more than a man. So yeah, we're gonna react differently. And I think that definitely, you know, plays a part in it. But again, you know, it is a business, and it's a business, but also it's your passion. So, you know, if you want to carry on doing your passion, then you just got to put in the work. Just got to put in the work. We all got to put in the work.
Yeah, you got to put in the work and basically move with the times. Get familiar with whatever else is going on, what's trending, apps that might be in use at certain events. You know, like again, getting to know new equipment, that sort of thing. Just being on top of it, really.
Yeah, it's a job in itself. And it's like, I was thinking the other day about like Mary J. Blige and her journey in the industry. Her starting off when she was on Yo MTV Raps and doing like what's the 411 and whatnot, and now being like a starring actor in Power. It's like she really has taken that staying relevant thing very, very seriously. So she might not be at the forefront doing the music in that respect, but I see her on my screen every week. Same with Method Man being in Power. Like they have transitioned, like, and that is what I have noticed. If the relevance is literally it, you have to stay relevant, and that does come with, you know, sticking with whatever's new, like rolling with what's new.
Yeah, definitely. I mean that's where I've enjoyed, because obviously I've started in, well, just before the lockdown, but obviously then when lockdown came in, that's when I started to do all my little lives. So I was going live like every 4 days or whatever, but I've got all my bookings through all my lives because I haven't had a gig, you know what I mean, in the lockdown. So I've had all my bookings through all the lives, all the little clips that I'll do. So I'll do like maybe 2-minute clips of my little mashes together, my mixed mashes. So just little things like that hitting. I mean, I did one last week, you know what I mean? And it's good because people do see it. And even if people are not on the live at the time, they'll get back in, they'll pick it up, they'll see it a week later or 2 days later or whatever. Then it's just flying around all over the place. But that's where I've got all my bookings from, through doing the lives. So it does work.
Yeah. And also, don't think nobody's watching just because you have 5 people on your live. Yeah,
you only got to stay on, you know. Yeah. Because when people share it,
people go back.
You're not friends with everybody, so you're not going to see who's jumping on it if you're not friends with them. So it might just show that there's 10 people on, but there could be like 20 because they've shared it. Yeah,
exactly.
I just do random stuff. It's like I did a live one time, and I just decided to randomly tap dance during the live, just random. And then Adam was gassing because I started to tap dance to one of his tunes. And it's like, whoa! I'm like, yeah, I'm a tap dancer as well. So yeah, just throw everything in, man. It's your CV, you know what I mean? If you like to do flowers, planting, dash everything in. Because those things, you start building a character, people can start seeing what you're about. You know what I mean? When people start seeing what you're about, you're interesting then. It's like, okay, she's a DJ. Okay, she's a dancer. Oh, she does this. You know what I mean? So
just make it relevant to what you want to put out. I think hashtags and all of that. As long as it's consistent, then fine. At the same time as, you know, views, you know, everyone's noticed it. You always get more views than more likes. Everyone has. It's one of those things that people are more inclined to watch your business than to give you good props and dues for it.
Yeah.
Just be sure that if you're gonna post something, people will watch it more than reposting, sharing, liking. Like I would, if I see something that I like of anyone's page, I know as well, I will share it. If people be like, "Bro, like you shared my stuff," I'm like, "Yeah," because I feel like it's good content, and I feel like it needs to be spread out. I mean, I've done it with Drea a good few times. I think I've done it with Mecca, Hyper Spice. So I'm trying, like I said, I want to push out more in general anyway. So that was kind of my plan on the side of doing. And also remember, like the song "Mind Your Business," I think it's in all different kind of genres. People are not actually minding your business, like minding their own business, are they? They're minding yours. So take the song's big, but it's contradicting the whole way. Hence why the song is made. So like people say, they're always minding your business. I think that's another strong thing about me and Twin. We're always known as one person. So we have to be very careful where we go, because I get shouted at, come jump on the decks. Not gonna happen. Like so you have to be very careful what you put out and what you do. But yeah, just know that whatever you put out, make sure it's, at least if it's good for you, it's good, because you wouldn't have done it in the first place. That's how I see it. Some people always post stuff and I see certain things deleted, and I'm thinking, why is that? It was good enough for you to make it, so you spent an hour on it.
Keep it up.
Exactly.
Wow, girls. Jesus. We are wrapping this up now. We are so wrapping this up. I'll be getting an Uber to work tomorrow, boy.
Yeah, boy, I need to go to bed, boy.
So
I'm scared, boy.
Before we go, there was people that's been putting in comments and stuff. Admira's mum, she came in, she heard St. Kitts and she started going crazy. She said that there were some beautiful ladies on the live.
869, you there? Oh God.
Large Radio locked on.
More than 4 massive.
More than 4 massive.
So.
They said consistency is key.
Yeah, I love
April,
so understand, man.
April Love locked on, saying that she loves synchronella. DJ Cooley G locked on. It's been nice. Everyone has been showing the love. Carnival Slayers hot sauce. This one was extra hot. And,
could have got hotter.
I mean, I think we just need to basically there needs to be more of these things. Yesterday, I went to a female networking
that
event
was so good.
hosted by Fiona, and this is that was the first time I had met Fiona. I only connected with her recently on Insta, and it was just nice. Like, you know, I've never been in a room with so many female DJs together. And it was nice hearing everyone's stories, you know, everyone's playing different music and how everyone got into it, and there needs to be more. Like we need to
100%.
Yeah, so you know, there's loads of male DJs that have their groups and stuff.
We need more for the women, yes.
Right, it's about connecting more. Connection.
It's the connection, the network, yes.
Yeah. It is good to talk. BT said it. It is good to talk. Last, everyone just like round up the kind of, I don't know how you're gonna round it up because we said a lot, but just
said a lot.
Last few words before we end the night. I'm gonna start with Abs Houdini.
All right. Well, it was nice to kind of like hear everyone's experiences, as I've said a number of times, because I'm new. So I know, like, now I know like some things to kind of expect and how to deal with it and things like that. So yeah, and it's nice to just be in a nice, you know, group of females, just empowering each other and being positive and all the comments and stuff. So that's nice too, having a bit of female unity. And I think the final thing I would say is I'm doing my first FET, playing at my first ever FET on the 12th of Feb, which is Amore London. So make sure you go and get tickets for that. I'm pretty sure their Instagram is at Amore_London. So yeah, LDN. So yeah, that's it. That's me. Yeah.
Cool. DJ Stamina says, big up the ladies. Lovely. Remy D?
Yes, I just want to say thanks for having me. It's been very inspirational coming on this platform and talking with all these lovely female DJs. Also, thanks to everyone that's tuned in and given their comments. Big shout out to all of my followers, my family that's always been behind me from since day one. Oh, my laptop, my iPad's leaning. Yeah, my family that's been behind me from since day one. And all the people overseas as well, because when I put this out there that, you know, I was going to be on Carnival Slayers, which has been a long time coming, thanks to Mai for that as well. You know, they were all like, yeah, it's about time we do something like this, big up, and, you know, just the support has been incredible. And it's been such an honor to talk with so much other female DJs, both old, like myself and Hyper Spice, and, you know, new and young, like all the rest. So yeah, big up yourself. I've learned a few things today, and I will surely be implementing them in time to come.
Nice, love it. Mecca.
Yeah, this was awesome. I fully enjoyed this. Again, I'm happy to see all these female DJs in one place. Some heavy hitters here. So I think this is amazing. Thank you, Hyperspice, for having me on this platform as well. I just want to say, ladies, keep doing your thing, keep pushing, keep working. Shout out to Vibrant Smash, shout out to More Than Force, that man. Shout out to Soca Passion, Niam, Dakar Media, everybody locked in. And just ladies, you guys are amazing personalities. Oh gosh, sorry for the noise. Remove it. We're gonna get far. Just keep pushing, stay positive, and yeah, we're gonna be all right. All right. Follow me on the IG, DJ MEKKA_ROSE.
Hey, cool, nice. Yeah. Remy, do you want to just say your Instagram as well? And Abs Houdini.
Oh, Abs, you go first.
You want me to go first? All right, so mine's Tiny Houdini. So that's tiny, like small, Houdini, like the magician. So Houdini.
I love that name. So mysterious.
Yes, yes.
Oh. I actually have two Instagrams.
Vibrant.
My DJ
What?
one, yeah, is at, at DJ Remy D. Yeah, thank my sister for that because she just set it up and told me it was done. So yeah, my official DJing one is at DJ Remy D, but the one I'm always on is at Remstar6. That's the one where you can find me all the time on there posting.
Cool. Fiona.
I just want to say thanks because I've had a great time and you all seem dope. If or should I say the next time I'm in Miami or New York, you guys should expect me to be in your DMs because I'm definitely pulling it.
Do that.
Me too.
And anyone that's in the UK that wants to come to the brunch, just DM me. It's like, as Spice said, it's a female DJ brunch. We had it yesterday and it will be twice a year. So the last one was in July. The next one will be in July. Well, the last one was yesterday. Previous to that, it was July, and the next one will be July. But yeah, I've really enjoyed today. Like, it's just, obviously I'm going to be really tired tomorrow, but it's just been a really nice chat, and I've enjoyed it. So thank you guys for having me on the platform.
Synchronella.
Oh, thanks, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
God, bloody thing. Thanks for having me. It's been nice to see everyone and, talk and catch joke and politely, of course. But it's been amazing. So yeah, just keep it up, ladies. Follow me on Instagram, DJ Synchronella. I'm always doing some madness. I'm playing up some crazy Torture Garden in a few weeks. Can't wait. But yeah, so I'll sit.
About?
But you don't even
Garden. I mean,
I can play I can play my deep stuff, but because I'm so open. But yeah, keep pushing, ladies. Let's link. Let's do a live, man. Let's do this. All of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to back. Yeah, let's do it. Just do it. Let's just do it.
Double trouble.
Sorry, talk to me.
Thank you very much again, Carnival Slayer. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for having us on board, as well as Hyper Spice and everyone that's been here. It's been a great experience from learning from, even the new right up until the veterans that all I call see as veterans, my sisters as well. So we appreciate the platform. Again, I'm gonna try kind of have a new project again of trying to add everyone and have a new platform of just sharing everyone's feeds. So once I get it up and running, I will message everybody to kind of join in with me and doing that. And definitely Fiona, I definitely want to know your event next and anyone's event that's coming up. I'd love to support. So yeah, let me know. And I'm gonna end it like, we go by the name of Double Twin Production. Here's you go, Twin, DJ Twin T. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Lady Drea.
Yes. Thank you to each and everybody. Of course, Hyper Spice. I know you said this was one of your first encounters on this type of level. So I definitely want to commend you. You did an amazing job. I definitely just want to encourage all the ladies. Sometimes it's hard to come on a platform and make yourself vulnerable. And that's what we're all doing here, but it helps, And I definitely want to big up my sister, Nai, and the entire Carnival Slayers. We spoke a lot about what would make the female DJs grow, and it's the network. And a lot of the time, Nai gave us so many great advices of as far as, we need to put our mixes out there. We need to put our live performances out there because, again, you think of yourself as the product that somebody wants. When you go to a store and you look at a product, you start to research. Your Instagram is your research. If you have nothing for your product or just pictures, chances are you're going to question how does it work still. Motion, videos, we're not models. What we do is an actual live thing. So like Synchronella says, put your 2-minute clips, whatever, get innovative, get creative. That's what we're here to do. We're in a sport. We're in a career where it's okay to be creative. So that's your hot spot. One thing I want to definitely, I'm going to give you a big charge, Carnival Slayer, and that is, being that network that the others follow. You've always supported female empowerment. I remember I was still very small in the UK scene, and you know, was I was one that, you know, I reached out and was just like, you know, I need help marketing myself in the UK. You know, Carnival Slayers was always willing to give me a push, tell someone about me. And you know, sometimes that's what we need. We need that network brand to advocate for us, more promotion. And that's what we fail. That's why we're saying, you know, we need more like female groups and forums. The men help promote the men with their forums. Because guess what? Where you have 10 people, I have 10 people, and everybody's network, we're now exposed to everybody's world. So that's more people that know about you. The lack of that presence means the lack of everyone or anyone hearing about it. So ladies, more interviews you get, the better. Keep going on interviews, keep embracing group chats like this. You know, so I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity. And as I would tell anyone who's looking to make DJing their career, or at least get to a level of where I've experienced, you know, now I can roll with the big boys. And honestly, it's a lot of consistency, a lot of patience, and on my personal favorite, it's a lot of praying, because I've encountered people where, you know, there's no left, there's no right, and there's nothing else left to do. Sometimes in a life crisis, I know a lot of people, you don't even have to be religious, but you reach to a higher being as far as you desire something and you know no other way out. There's been situations where we, like Mecca would say, the bad mind. All of these things that we encounter, sometimes the loophole or the way out is just a prayer, and you would see a cloudy day become shiny, you know. And that's the most I can say. I've been in situations where I would be like, yo, every other week I want to give up, I'm gonna quit DJing. It's not for me, because the stress is it's more than we even get compensated for. But you remember why you started. And I remember Hyperspice was saying, you know, you have fans, and that's a motivation on its own. There's people that you never even know that's looking at you. I've been in situations where people reach out to me every single day and express to me, you know, my journey alone keeps them going. And being able, like Nai said as well, other than being a DJ, people want to get to know you personally. When you have a fan base, when you have supporters, they want to know more than just the outside. They want to know what's your interest, what's your hobbies, and such. And sometimes your breakthrough might help somebody else get a breakthrough as well. So never be afraid to show who you are, ladies. And that's the most gems I can really share. You guys taught me a lot, because where I thought I was the only one experiencing things at my level, I wouldn't even know that you guys are still experiencing things, you know? So that allows me to go home and think of, all right, all the things I need to fight for as far as where my voice can be heard. I got to make it known so that the people after me, my precedents, they have an easier job than I did, you know? So I definitely want to commend everybody in their own lane. Just keep doing your thing. You got my support when you guys are in New York. Hit up Lady Drea. I'm going to make sure and take you guys. You're gonna experience the best of the best nightclub experience. I'll come to New York. I'm also in Florida. I also just migrated to Orlando.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and again, I DJ all over, really and truly internationally. So anytime you guys may see me in your city, somewhere you know, somebody that you do know, don't ever be afraid. You guys are my friends now. We did a 3-hour panel. Like, I'm indebted to you guys.
Yes, I think that's a record, you know.
Right? I'm indebted to you guys, and I believe I'm going to see a few of you all at Notting Hill Carnival this year. I will be there. And I think Carnival Slayers and Lady Drea has a little surprise that we'll be cooking up. So I won't let the cat out the bag yet, but hopefully we can definitely link up, and all the ladies and everybody have some fun and great networking. So once again, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, seriously, like thank you so much, guys. I mean, I really expected everyone to duck out earlier, and you guys didn't. So, I feel like I need to give you a little treat, because everyone's gonna be tired at work tomorrow. So serious coffee. But it's been great. It has been great hearing everyone's stories, advice, jokes, Yeah, it's been good. I need to just say, like, people, Vibrant Smash have been locked on, Urban Smash have been locked on,
Vibrant.
AJ locked on.
He's upstairs.
All right. Oh gosh, who was that?
You let the cat out the bag.
There were so many people locked on, sharing the love. It's been really, really nice, and I know, you know, a lot of these people have been guys that have commented on. So, yeah, it's been nice. And one thing that I do want to say as well, you know, a lot of soca DJs, you know, we play soca, but a lot of us are also multi-genre. So we still play at other events, and you know, platforms like this and the networking, it's nice, it's good. I want to see more connection with, you know, us maybe on the soca scene, and more females on another scene, because you know there's always a crossover, and all of us seem to be very multi-genre. So you know there's no reason why we can't all play in on the same event. So
Right.
definitely. And I have a platform called Spice Up Your Life UK, so follow that on Insta. I think I'm probably following most of you. And yeah, I do try to share, you know, female DJs and stuff that they're doing. I've been a bit lacking recently, but you know, obviously I've had a good pep talk today, so yeah, it will be more active. And yeah, it's just been great to connect. And who's missing? Someone just went.
So ladies, I'm sorry to interrupt. I gotta go do mom stuff. I have a 16-year-old daughter, so I gotta go do mom thing.
That's cool.
So I have to go.
Yeah,
But it was a pleasure. Thank you again, Hyper Spice, for having me. It was a pleasure. I love it. Let's do this again. Everybody have a good night, okay?
Okay, good
You
night.
too. Thank you, Mecca. Take care.
So,
and
yeah,
just in closing, I just want to say thank you all, ladies. You guys were all exceptional. Your stories were amazing. Thank you. And yeah, just for the viewers at home, we will be doing this again. It was never meant to be this long, just to put it out there. But it's the first one out the block. So the next one will be shorter, and I want us to network with more DJs. So we'll be inviting more DJs and MCs, if there's any MCs out there as well. So it's not going to be just us, you know, this is bigger than us. So yeah, that's it really. Just I'm going to be sliding into more DMs. Hyper.
Cool.
Yeah,
me too.
We got more female DJs to hit up. So yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, ladies.